It's the final week of the NECBL regular season, and it begins tonight. Hi, everybody. Zach Letson getting you set for the final matchup between the Newport Gulls and the Mystic Schooners here in the Narragansett Bay Insurance Cup. It comes after what was a great weekend for Newport. Last night, a 9-2 victory over the first-place Martha's Vineyard Sharks. Justin Cherry, the starting pitcher, was the catalyst for Newport, going 5 innings, allowing no runs and just 2 hits. Meanwhile, against the Schoon squad, Newport's already won the season series against Mystic, but go for a 5th win against their rivals here tonight at Cardines Field at 6:35. But first, the NECBL pregame show starts right now.
Newport, Rhode Island. Historically compelling, yet always evolving. It is the classic coast. Discover Newport.org. You don't have to go far to experience the ultimate in Gilded Age architecture. Immerse yourself in these opulent palaces, the Breakers, the Marble House, and the Elms in Newport, Rhode Island. Open daily, newportmansions.org.
Welcome back to the pregame show here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. I'm here with Newport Gulls catcher and tonight's starting designated hitter, Matt Wood. And Matt, your 3-hit game last night was your 8th multi-hit effort on the season. How great has it been to establish yourself as a key cog in Newport's starting lineup?
It feels great, coming back from my injury. I was struggling before that, so just to come back and be able to, produce for the team has felt really good.
And over Newport's 10-game slide, you actually hit .378. How were you able to maintain such focus even though everything around you was kind of seemingly going wrong?
Yeah, I think that, when you're going bad, you just have to reset yourself mentally, and I think that I've done a pretty good job of that, not focusing on, my last at-bat or even the last game, just focusing on the present moment.
Yeah, and over that stretch, you performed excellently. 7 extra base hits, including 5 doubles, 2 home runs. Prior to the 10-game losing streak, you only had 3 extra base hits. What did you do to tap into that power over that stretch?
I know I always had it. I think it was just more about, my approach and looking for pitches that I know that I can drive. When I'm good, I'm not thinking in the box. I'm just kind of, reacting and, sticking to everything that I've prepared for, in the school season and the off season and now coming up here.
And over the weekend, 2 of your starting pitchers, Justin Cherry and Braden Garcia, both performed excellently. How much do you believe that having some rotational stability is going to help you guys down the stretch?
I think that's very important. Our pitchers have been really good, especially this past weekend, and it takes a lot of pressure off the offense, So when we know that we're going to have a solid pitching performance, it just helps us relax, and, I think the pitchers trust us to get runs too. So overall, I think that, the team just binds really well, and, for the 10-game, losing stretch, things just weren't going well. But now that we're all back and we're in sync, I think that, we're going to get hot here down the stretch.
All right, well, thank you very much, Matt, and best of luck tonight.
Sir, thank you.
That was catcher Matt Wood. The pregame show continues next on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Take control of your financial future. Build a secure retirement, a college fund, maybe that perfect home. First Command has been coaching people since 1958. An advisor is ready to work with you on your journey today. Call Juan Garcia, a First Command advisor, at 401-846-9842 today if you're ready to get started with a complimentary financial plan.
Welcome back to the pregame show here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. It's time for Gulls Eye View. Zach Letson joined alongside Gulls infielder Joe Fortin. And Joe, I got to ask you something that we noticed when we were doing our prep. You were part of the broadcasting club in high school. How was that? What stuff did you do with the broadcasting club, and what made you want to choose to be in the dugout here instead of up in the booth with us?
Yeah, one of my best friends in high school and ever since growing up, Nick Kohler, started the broadcasting club at our high school Loyola in downtown LA. And it was kind of just his thing growing up. He always loved commentating games, and that he always gravitated towards that side of the baseball. So he asked me to join it, and I loved it. I worked kind of behind the scenes, mostly camera work because I really didn't know much about it. But kind of like their tech guy, I guess. Definitely hauled some machinery around, but it was a good experience, and I'm glad that he started it and ran away with it. And he's in college doing that right now, so he enjoys it.
All right, well, you're one of a few players to come from the exact opposite side of the country to play your college ball from Los Angeles to University of Rhode Island, and here with the Newport Gulls. What went into that decision for you, and how have you liked playing baseball up here in New England?
It's been a lot different. I like it a lot. When I was making a decision to go to school, my father's from Pawtucket, Rhode Island, so I have a lot of family roots back here. And when this presented itself, it seemed like the best opportunity and a great experience that I could do. So I did it.
Well, I know you've had a wild ride out here this season with the Newport Gulls. Last week of the regular season, it's a shock. It starts today with 3 home games this week. What'll be some of the biggest things that you take away from your time up here in Newport?
Just enjoying it with all these guys. I mean, we're in the same boat. We come from so many different locations in the country and so many different teams and programs, and coming together and sharing some baseball knowledge and even life experience is kind of what summer ball is all about, and definitely going to miss it, but definitely fortunate to meet all these guys.
All right, Joe. Well, thanks so much for the time.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, that's Joe Forn, infielder for the Newport Gulls. Pregame show will continue right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Doctors at University Orthopedics have been caring for the people of southeastern New England for more than 40 years. With the Warren Alpert Medical School of Brown University, we train the next generation of orthopedic surgeons. Our state-of-the-art facilities stretch from Westerly to Mansfield. At our East Bay Surgery Center, we've performed thousands of surgeries, including same-day total joint replacements. We've grown through the years, but our goal has always been getting you back to doing what you love to do. The best orthopedic care anywhere is right here. University Orthopedics.
Welcome back to the pregame show here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. I'm David Blaze, joined by Cal Perillo ahead of tonight's showdown against the Mystic Schooners. Cal, last night you were dominant against Martha's Vineyard, going 2 for 4, scoring a run and racking up 3 RBIs. What led to such success last night?
I was just sticking to the same approach and really trying to get the barrel through the ball. You know, sometimes I've been struggling to kind of get the bat all the way through the zone, especially on those inside pitches, and I just felt, again, just getting my timing down and everything felt good last night. So,
you know, with 1 week left here in the NECBL regular season, you know, this time has gone by pretty quick in these past few months. What would you say is the most important thing you have learned being here as part of a Gull here in Newport?
I just staying diligent. You know, it's easy with a long season to kind of like slack off, take some time for granted, and just really pushing through it and really just grinding every single day, making sure you give your best effort every day. Again, that really helps, and it helps with performance. It just makes you feel better while playing the games.
You know, right after here, you'll be back at Rhode Island College. Go Anchorman, by the way, where I also attend and cover the sports for the Anchor newspaper. I'll be covering you a lot, without a doubt. How's your time here in Newport and as part of the NECBL help you prepare for the upcoming college baseball season?
It's been exciting. Just a lot of quality pitchers and getting a lot of good at bats. So I'll be excited for next year. Again, hopefully we'll have another good season.
And finally, ahead of tonight's showdown against the Southern Division's third-place Mystic Schooners, what do you think the key to tonight's game is after last night's dominant win?
I think just, again, sticking to clean baseball, good clean baseball, minimizing errors, again, having good at-bats, working these pitchers. They're a great team, and I think, again, if we have good at-bats, play good defense, good pitching, I think we'll be good for tonight.
Perfect. Thank you, Kyle. I appreciate you taking the time, and good luck tonight. We'll be right back with more of the pregame show here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Welcome back to the pregame show here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. It's Gulls Insider, and I'm here with Liam Termey, a media operations assistant here with the Newport Gulls. And Liam, you previously, for the past couple of years, were a basketball broadcaster and analyst at Providence College. How much did that experience help prepare you for your time here with the Gulls?
Oh, it's helped me tremendously. And at school at Providence, I'm a big part of the broadcasting team we have over there for our WDOM radio station. And I've been doing color commentary, I've been doing play-by-play, and that's helped me a bunch when I've gone up to the booth with Zach to do some things and doing interviews, and it's helped tremendously. I've also done some hockey games at school as well, so doing both men's and women. So it's a lot of fun, and I'm getting good experience and the same sort of stuff that we've done up here in the booth. So it's been a lot of help.
That's awesome, and you're a former athlete as well at Valley Stream High School in New York. You were a former track guy and a soccer player as well. How much did your experience as an athlete help you relate to the players here when you were doing interviews?
Oh, I think it helps tremendously, just being an athlete and knowing, the grind they go through. The college grind is much more than, as you know, the high school grind kind of is. But, they're college kids just like we are. They have the social experience, they have the academic experience, and they have the sport experience as well. So, just kind of question-wise, giving them some easygoing questions, and they're here for summer ball to have a good time and just play some more baseball and continue to get better. So it helped me a lot, and I played a bunch of different sports growing up, but as you said, track and soccer were my things, and it definitely has helped.
And what do you hope to ultimately take away from your time here in Newport?
Oh, it's been a tremendous opportunity being here. Tom has been great, and everyone that I've been able to work with, just picking people's minds and seeing what everyone loves to do and type of thing. So just being able to do a tremendous amount of different stuff here, with it's whether on off days, doing work for the Gulls, or being here doing camera work, which I've never done before, doing graphics inside the room, and being a part of the broadcast team and doing interviews. So I think just the entire experience of doing everything is what I'm going to take away, and I'll remember it for a very long time.
Well, thank you very much, Liam, and best of luck in all of your future endeavors.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Ryan.
The pregame show continues next on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
You choose your own course, set your own pace. We get that. And our community succeeds when we work together. At People's Credit Union, we've been about people helping people since we first opened our doors in 1922. That's what credit unions do. We serve our members and our communities. And that drives our every action, every single day. That means building strong ties and doing what's right for our community. Because at People's, you're more than just a member. You belong here and always will.
Welcome back to the Gulls pregame show here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Zach Letson joined alongside field reporter and doer of a lot of things for the Newport Gulls, Ryan Medeiros. Ryan, I want to start things by first. I want you to take me back to our second home game here when Newport was taking on the Keene Swampats, and you were on the air. You got to call the first home run here at 2021 at Cardines Field. What was that like for you?
Well, it was truly a whirlwind experience, Zach. Something I'll really never have that experience again. It's once in a lifetime to call your first ever baseball game play-by-play, and that was my first ever game doing play-by-play. I said to myself in the car on the way down, we haven't seen a home run here at Cardines Field. Zach might get the chance because he got the first 3 innings, but if it comes down to me, I better have something good in store, and I was truly happy with how it came out.
Well, that obviously a big moment for you, but a big moment for you and for everyone here at Cardines Field, coming not too long ago in the All-Star game, and you did an interview every half inning. Have you ever done something like that before? And how is that to you, going up to players and interviewing them, I believe, 20 or so times throughout that entire night?
Well, I talked about how calling your first home run is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. That at the All-Star game might be a once-in-a-lifetime experience for me as well. 22 interviews, like you said. Truly something that I probably will never hit that number again. Thankfully, I only had those short spurt interviews between the half innings. I had to come with one question, but I was in the dugout trying to get my prep ready, and the guys were all great, to give them credit. I had a lot of fun joking around with them in the dugout, just talking and getting to know the guys. It was a great experience overall.
Well, someone that comes from Ithaca College, you were a runner over there with them as well. How did, being at Ithaca, of course, you were on TV, how did that entire experience help prepare you for coming down here to Newport and working with the Gulls?
Well, it prepared me for a lot of hard work and dedication and getting ready for what it's going to be like this summer. I was on ICTV, like you said. I worked on Sports Final, did packages, did it on top of going to practice from 4 to 6 every day, training to be a competitive athlete. Thankfully, I was able to qualify for the region meet and running that, on top of being on TV every weekend. So this spring semester, was a really great experience and prepared me to get ready to train over the summer, get up to 50 to 60 miles a week like I've been hoping to do over this summer, as well as working for the Gulls and getting in the great work that I've been doing here.
Well, it's crazy, but it's already the final week here of our regular season here in the NECBL. I'm curious, what are some of the things that you're going to remember the most here as you look back on this summer here in Newport?
Just the experience of getting to know all the guys. Obviously, I've gotten to know great guys like you, David Blaze, Eric White as well. I don't want to leave anybody out, but getting to know Tom Lima as well. Shannon are also one of our producers. I don't want to leave anybody out, but it's been so great just to get to know everybody. Everyone's been so welcoming here, and just building those relationships that I'll be able to look back on. Hopefully we'll be able to connect when we're back up at school this fall and the spring semester as well. And just I'm going to hold on to those forever.
All right, Ryan. Well, thanks so much for the time. All right, the pregame show will continue right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. It's time for the Broadcasters Roundtable here on the Gulls pregame show. Zach Letson joined alongside the voice of the Mystic Schooners, John Liuzzi, along with field reporters for the Newport Gulls, Ryan Medeiros and David Blaise. John, I'll start with you. Pitcher's duel for Mystic yesterday and a 1-0 win over on the road at Bristol.
Yeah, it was, Zach, and it was a real nice gem and a nice gift that Tristan Levesque, the left-hander out of URI, gave Mystic yesterday at Muzzy. 6 strong innings, only a few hits, 6 Ks, and it was the longest he went that outing. And then also, they brought that run in on a bloop single into left field. A little bit of an aggressive call there by Coach Orby to send Danny Cross home. Hit by Addison Kolpak, but the defense came up and the pitching from the bullpen came up as well. So it was a real nice win and a good week and a good start to the week for Mystic, who has 9 games in 8 days began yesterday.
Well, zeroing in on this series a little bit, Mystic, of course, takes the first game thanks to Rohan Honda. Newport then takes the next 4 before the last time you were here and the Schooners were here. A fog-out game, but Mystic behind their bats, and what was a little bit of a bizarre showing here at Cardinals Field, ends up winning that one 11-7.
Yeah, they did, and I think the difference is that you saw in that one, the offense was a little bit more aggressive. They got the timely hitting. They didn't leave runners on base a lot, and I think that's something that you have to replicate here and try to use from the past. And this is a different offense, even from the last time these two teams came together. It's also a different defensive team. That they've been cleaning it up a little bit more crisp around the infield, especially the outfield. And, it should be a good one here for Game 7 of the Narragansett Bay Insurance Cup.
All right, well, Ryan, it was a good weekend for the Newport Gulls. 2 wins after a stretch they'd like to forget. They snapped the 10-game losing streak with 2 big wins, including one over first-place Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah, it was a welcome rebound for this Newport Gulls team, a team that had a negative 28 run differential over that 10-game slide. They had a plus 12 run differential over the weekend in a couple of games that saw the offense score 16 runs on 19 hits and the pitching staff give up just 1 earned run in 18 innings.
Well, you talk about that pitching staff. Justin Cherry and Brandon Garcia, the 2 winning pitchers from Sunday and Saturday, really helped set the tone for this team as they bounced back.
Absolutely, and Cherry and Garcia, plus Kellen Tullio has a 1.71 ERA, and Grayson Moore, who has a mid-2s ERA over his last 3 starts, are definitely going to help give the Gulls some rotational stability, something that they're going to need desperately going down the stretch here, and it's going to set the tone for them in a lot of these games.
Well, David, it's an important stretch for Newport here. Last week of the season, just a half game out of a home game, 3.5 out of first. 3 really important home games, and just an important stretch to end the year as the season concludes.
Yeah, without a doubt, and I'd ask, you already touched upon it with Ryan as well. We're coming off 2 big wins, and we need the rest of the season while here at home at Cardines. We need to win big. Having the crowd advantage is what really helps here at Cardines Field. Our crowd, they get loud, and we're excited for that here tonight. But I think more than that, this team has really found the chemistry and really have found out who they are and found their identity with bats such as Cal Perillo and Spencer Smith, and pitching as well, which you touched on, Ryan, between Garcia, Cherry Garcia, there you go, and Hoopin Gardner as well, Grayson Moore. I think this team's ready for the playoffs upcoming, but it's just a matter of this stretch of how we're going to look and where we're going to play, such as 4th place.
All right, getting closer and closer to game number 7, the final matchup in the Narragansett Bay Insurance Cup between the Gulls and Schooners. But first, the Gulls pregame show continues next. Welcome back to the Gulls pregame show. Time for the manager show. Zach Letson joined alongside manager for the Newport Gulls, Kevin Winter, before Newport takes on Mystic here tonight. And Coach, your team bounced back in a big way these last couple of games. Wins against Bristol and against Martha's Vineyard. And really, it was the starting pitching in Brandon Garcia and Justin Cherry that really helped set the tone. How big was that and those 2 quality outings from those guys to help pick up those 2 victories?
Well, I think we just needed to find a way to win. Quite frankly, our pitching's been pretty good. We just finally put together some hitting with some good pitching. But both those kids threw exceptionally well. Cherry was really good last night. So just happy for those kids and just happy to get the direction turned.
Well, something looked different with the offense last night. Big performance, 9 runs, and some really timely hitting. What do you think changed against a really good pitching staff and a first-place team in the Martha's Vineyard Trucks? What changed and what clicked for your guys to pick up that win?
Well, I think we've been swinging the bat better for about 3 or 4 games. I kind of operate under the principle when things are going good, they're never quite as good as they seem, and when things are going bad, they're never quite as bad in this game. So I think we were closer than it looked on the scoreboard the last few games, and I think finally we just kind of got back to our old self.
Well, what do you think it's going to take to continue? This is a Mystic team that you had their number 4 straight wins before. Last game, of course, that was cut short because of fog. How do you get it done tonight in a stretch that's really important as we close out the season?
Well, the first thing is we don't give up 7 runs in 1 inning is a good start. But we just need to keep doing what we're doing, play hard. And our pitching has usually given us a chance outside of a few exceptions. And I think they will tonight. And we just got to continue to play hard.
All right, Coach. Well, thanks for the time.
You bet. Thank you.
All right, so that'll do it from our pregame show down here on the field. Getting ready for Gulls and Schooners coming up at 6:35 on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
History will hoist the Fay Vincent Cup.
This is Newport Gulls baseball on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
The 2-2 pitch. Swinging and miss, he struck him out. 19 strikeouts for Chase Reed.
Newport Gulls baseball is brought to you by Sullivan Tire, South Coast Health, by Newport Glass, better call Newport Glass, and by Serve Pro.
Gulls win on a 3-run walk-off home run in the bottom of the 10th by Kyle Haker. You can't forget about it. Home run game tied.
By 3N2, the official footwear of the Newport Gulls. And Raytheon, proud supporters of Military Appreciation Night, the People's Credit Union, proud sponsor of the Fanatic About Reading Night, and by Tiverton Little League, by Taylor Rental, the Rhode Island Department of Transportation, by the 2020 U.S. Senior Open at Newport Country Club, and by Shane Ramos and the Gatsby Yacht Group.
Strike 3. And Brett Gray strikes out the side.
By Diamond, the official baseball of the NECBL. Diamond, simply the best. By the Brick Alley Pub and Restaurant in Newport. By the town of Middletown. And by Salve Regina University.
Take 1 pitch, 1 out, 1 inning at a time.
By Clements Marketplace. Bayer Dermatology. Newport Financial. And by Sakuchi Honda.
It's going to hit the end of center field deep. Going back to Shane Jr. Still going back on the wall. He leaps. And he makes the catch. Here's a throw back to first. It's a long throw. It will be in time. He's out at double play. Can you believe it? This one's over. Kyle Wilcox strikes out the side here in the ninth. Swinging a line drive right at Jeff Miller. He steps to the back for the double play. Or it's a triple play. An unassisted triple play. Can you believe it?
By Newport Daily News. Atria Senior Living. Newport County YMCA. And Horan Building and Construction.
Ground ball, Wiggly hitter right side. Fielded by Dylan. Throws to second. Out there. Relay to first. Double play. And the inning is over. The Newport Gulls set the new NECBL record for wins in a season with 32. Swinging and driving in right field. He's going to drop in for a base hit. Running third is Butler. He will be waved home. The relay to the plate is not in time. Newport Gulls win 1-0. Jeff is coming home. He scores. And the Gulls win.
By Newport Craft Brewing and by the Atlantis Wealth Management Group of Wells Fargo Advisors.
Let's go, Gulls! Let's go! Let's go, Gulls! Let's go!
And the Newport Gulls have pitched a no-hitter.
Shows you how good of a team we are. That's why we're in first place. Yep, let's keep going.
He goes to third. It's going to be a double play. This one is back at the wall, and it is gone.
By Viking Tours, the official travel company of the Newport Gulls. By Dr. Nathan Tillman, Newport Family and Cosmetic Dentistry, the official Newport Gulls team dentist. By First Command Financial Planning and the Newport County Prevention Coalition.
Number 300 for skipper Mike Coons.
Lined into left field. That will get over Harvard's head and bounce all the way to the wall. Jeffing scores from third, and Newport walks off.
Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. The Newport Gulls are the 2009 NECBL champions. The Gulls mob Jeff Brown behind the mound as the Gulls become the first team in league history to win 4 Fay Vincent Cups.
Once again, here is Zach Letson and the Newport Gulls broadcast team.
Well, we welcome you to the final week of play in the NECBL. It begins tonight here at Cardines Field. A big matchup, game number 7 in the Narragansett Bay Insurance Cup between the Newport Gulls and the Mystic Schooners. With that, we welcome you here to our booth at historic Cardines Field. Zach Letson joined alongside the voice of the Mystic Schooners, John Liuzzi, and the field reporter for the Newport Gulls, Ryan Medeiros, as we get ready for the last matchup between these teams. And John, we've seen some entertaining baseball, nail-biters, and some games that haven't even gone a complete 9 innings.
Yeah, that is so true there, Zach. You know, last time these two teams out, 11-7 win for the Mystic Schooners, and it was called after 6 because of fog. Hopefully tonight we won't have that. It's a gorgeous night here in Newport, and Game 7, you know, the series is not tied up 3-3. I expect a very loud and chirpy and a very competitive game, and as we know in this series, it's very close until those middle innings, and then all of a sudden the team's offense just opens up the floodgates.
Well, you mentioned not tied 3-3. Newport leads the series 4-2 between these two. Mystic took game number 1 at the Shipyard. Newport then took the next 4 straight before Mystic. And like you said, the big inning. It was a 7-run 4th inning highlighted by an Addison Kopak triple and a Jimmy Sullivan home run. But like you said, that's really been the difference between these two teams. Newport's put up a 9 spot once, an 8 spot another time, but Mystic did that themselves with that 7-run frame.
Yeah, they did, and I think if you kind of look at since the time these two teams played against each other, obviously a lot has changed, and for Mystic, I can speak on Mystic's standpoint that this is a different offense. They've been a little bit more patient at the plate, a little bit more disciplined. They haven't been leaving runners on base a lot, haven't been striking out a lot. They've been scoring, and despite a 1-0 win yesterday at Muzzy, this is an offense that is coming together at the right time, but more importantly in this series, you know, their defense and their pitching hasn't been together, but they've come together here for Game 7.
And looking over at the Newport Gulls, it was a stretch to forget, a 10-game losing streak, but they helped rewrite that story, Ryan, with these last couple of games. A 7-2 win on Saturday against the Bristol Blues to snap the 10-game skid, and then the big game, a 9-2 win over first-place Martha's Vineyard. You got to think that's really got to help the confidence for the guys.
Yeah, this past weekend was a huge bounce-back weekend for the Newport Gulls after being outscored 61-63 over that 10-game losing streak. They rebounded with 16 runs to just 4 runs given up. Only one of those runs they gave up was earned, so great job by the pitching staff this weekend. Hopefully they can keep that rolling with Nelson Berkwich on the mound. 2 solid starts for him thus far in his Newport career, 2.89 ERA over 9 1/3 innings pitched.
Hey, you talk about starting pitching. It's been kind of the catalyst for Newport this year. When the starting pitching has gone well, things for the team have gone well, and that was really the case this weekend. When you look at 2 starting pitchers, neither one of them gave up any earned runs between Brandon Garcia and Justin Cherry.
Yeah, both Garcia and Cherry were both fantastic, as you had mentioned. None of them gave up earned runs. Neither of them gave up earned runs this weekend. 6 innings of 2-run ball, 2 unearned runs for Garcia, 5 innings of shutout ball for Cherry. Hopefully Berkwich, as I said, can keep that rolling in this ball game.
It was a 7-2 win for Newport on Saturday, 9-2 win yesterday for the Gulls, highlighted by Justin Cherry's 5 innings of shutout ball, gave up just 2 hits. And for the Newport Bats, a 3-run home run from Spencer Smith, the cherry on top of what was a fantastic game. Let's step aside here real quickly, and we'll come back with starting lineups, first pitch, and the national anthem here tonight from Cardines Field. Don't go away on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
The New England League is the most competitive brand of amateur wooden bat summer baseball in the country. With 14 teams located in all 6 New England states and over 150 Major League Baseball alumni, the league entertains our region for 2 months every summer. Student athletes from all over the country descend upon the region's most scenic communities to offer summer baseball at its finest. Now celebrating over a quarter of a century of excellence, the New England League continues to transcend communities and give the best student athletes from across the country a chance at their dream. For current team information, rosters, and schedules, visit NECBL.com. The New England League. Keep your eye on the dream. The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Tuesday, August 3rd, when the 2021 New England League playoffs begin. And this year, the postseason field is bigger than ever. All 14 teams will qualify for the 2021 NECBL playoffs starting with a single elimination wildcard round and a first-round bye for the first-place team. The winning teams will meet in best-of-3 series for the divisional semifinals and finals. And then, the last 2 teams standing will match up in the best-of-3 NECBL Championship Series to compete for the league title and the right to hoist the Fay Vincent Senior Cup. We'll see you in August for the start of the 2021 postseason. Whether you're an island resident or just visiting, the fastest way to get to the Cape and Islands is by taking the New England League's preferred partner, the Steamship Authority Ferry. Visit steamshipauthority.com for more information. Zephyr is the official on-field cap of the NECBL. Also known as the Z-Hats, Zephyr is the authentic college hat with a loyal following of those who only wear the Z. Zephyr makes hats for over 800 colleges and channels that same energy and creativity into building custom hats of all types for pro sports teams, clothing brands, and companies everywhere. Make sure you pick up your Newport Gulls official on-field cap today.
All right, we welcome you back to historic Cardingsville, getting closer and closer to game number 7 of the Narragansett Bay Insurance Cup. But before tonight's game starts, let's send it down for today's pregame ceremonies with Mike Falcone, followed by the national anthem.
First couple weeks of their season to helping out the community, so let's give them a round of applause too. On behalf of the Newport Gulls, we'd like to thank our long-term partner at People's Credit Union for developing the Fanatic About Reading program, as it truly means a lot to the youth of Quinnipiac Island. Thanks for all your hard work and dedication to us as an organization, but more importantly, to the young community in which you make such a positive influence. Thank you, guys. Prior to tonight's ceremonial first pitches, we'd like to recognize a few influential members of the People's Credit Union family. First, Sean Daly, President and CEO, is here with us tonight. Thank you, Sean. Cormac McCarthy, Chief Lending Officer, here with us tonight. And then 2 integral members of putting this night together each and every year, Courtney Hunter, Marketing Manager, and Jessica Holden, Senior Marketing Specialist with People's Credit Union. Give them a round of applause. Now I'd like to welcome to the mound our first ceremonial first pitch. It is Dave Pocher. Dave Pocher served in oversight roles at People's Credit Union for 24 years. During this time, he provided valuable leadership and guidance to the supervisory committee and then moved on to the board of directors in roles that included board secretary, vice chair, and ultimately board chair. Let's see what you got, Dave. As mentioned, People's Credit Union works with many organizations throughout the community, and now I'd like to welcome to the mound the new principal at Thompson Middle School, Xavier Barrios. Welcome to Newport, Xavier. We'd like to welcome Jane McDermott. She's the VP of Retail Administration at People's Credit Union. Another organization that People's Credit Union partners with a lot is the Boys and Girls Club of Newport County. We have Blake Boudier throwing out a ceremonial first pitch next. He's the athletics director for the Boys and Girls Club of Newport County. Next up, from the Boys and Girls Club, I'd like to introduce Jaden Light. 10 years old, his favorite food is sushi. And I said I wasn't going to say it, but he said his favorite sport is lacrosse. No, it's all good here, buddy. now, last but not least, I'd like to introduce the Francis brothers, Kanoy, Kavoy, and Judah. Kanoy and Kavoy are twin brothers from Newport who have been in the Boys and Girls Club since they were 5 years old. They actively participate in our after-school programs and summer camps. During the summer, they're engaged in the club's summer learning loss prevention, and since kindergarten, will be entering 5th grade in the fall at Thompson Middle School. They're here tonight with their parents, and joined by their younger brother, Judah, who's also a club member. You guys ready? Yeah. Let it rip. Now I'd like you all to please rise and move your caps. Barrington Fire Department was supposed to be here with us tonight to present the nation's colors, but unfortunately could not make it due to a loss in their department. So please bow your heads for a moment of silence. Thank you. In their place, Gully will be presenting the nation's colors tonight. Now with us to perform the national anthem is the Newport County Youth Chorus. Thank you again, People's Credit Union. Let's give all these kids a big round of applause again. Now let's get ready to play some baseball.
It is almost that time here at Carneys Field, getting ready for game number 7 of the Narragansett Bay Insurance Cup between the 18 and 17 Newport Gulls and the 18 and 15 Mystic Schooners, who, well, they had a successful trip the last time they came out here to Carneys Field. So, John, why don't you take us through the starting 9 that we'll be seeing for Mystic as they go for a second straight win against the Gulls?
Yeah, absolutely. Zach, Phil Orby will do the leadoff man himself. It's Brendan Cumming, the center fielder out of Princeton, Texas. Hot hitter for the Mystic Schooners. And the 2-hole will be Addison Kopak playing left field for the second straight night. Chris Burrito, number 22, out of Rutgers, hitting third. Doing the DH. And Barry Walsh, Hitting cleanup in right field. Danny Carlson in the 5th hole. He'll play the hot corner, third base. Corey DiLoretto getting another start at first for the Schooners. He's hitting 6, 7, 8, 9 will be Sam Luthner, Sam Loda, Sam Kirkpatrick from shortstop, catcher, and second base.
They will face Nelson Berkwich, the starting pitcher for the Newport Gulls tonight. He makes his 3rd start, last pitched at Muzzy Field against the Bristol Blues. The place that Mystic was last at yesterday, but for Newport, it came in what was a 3-1 loss. He picked up the loss, but was good for the Gulls, going 5 innings, giving up just 2 runs, 1 earned, and just 2 hits while striking out 3 and walking 1. Was a late arrival to this team as he pitched in the College World Series Finals with the Vanderbilt Commodores. But, Ryan, when you look at Newport and their starting pitcher tonight, it's really just about setting the tone, because that's what we've seen these last couple nights, and that's really been the catalyst for Newport to get 2 W's.
Yeah, absolutely. And Berkwich is a guy who's going to be a competitor. You look at his high school career record, 25-4 career record in high school. And you look at his junior season, absolutely fantastic. 10-0 with a .45 ERA, 110 strikeouts. Interesting quote here from Tim Corbin, calling Nelson a quick-minded, personable, and mature young man, very socially skilled. I thought that was an interesting note from Corbin. Just means this is a guy who knows how to communicate, especially with teammates, and a guy that can be a leader on the mound.
Well, he has taken the field, as have the rest of the Newport Gulls. Let's give you Newport's defensive alignment as they go for a 3rd straight win. And they're 19th on the season. Left to right across the outfield. Connor Kiley in left field. Kenny Oyama in center field. Sam Cochran is in right. Joe Fortin, who you heard from on today's Gulls pregame show, plays the hot corner at 3rd. Spencer Smith, the all-star shortstop. Chase Acuff at second base after really playing well these last couple of games. He will be slotted in that 2 spot tonight for Kevin Winterode's team. Cal Perillo, after a big 3 RBI night, plays at 1st. And doing the catching, Peter Ceruto for Nelson Berkwich on the mound for a Newport team. Ryan, it had been a while since we had seen the bats really click the way they did with those 9 runs, really in large part due to timely hitting.
Yeah, and Zach, you can take it back to Saturday as well. That's 16 runs for this Newport offense over the weekend, 19 total hits. They did squander some opportunities, as you mentioned, on Saturday, but they really came through and left it all out there on Sunday and really capitalized on any scoring opportunities that they had.
Well, for Newport yesterday, got out to an immediate 1-0 lead. Matt Wood scored on a pass ball. Cal Perillo RBI double made it 2, and Newport poured it on and kept Martha's Vineyard off the scoreboard until the 8th inning. Spencer Smith's 3-run home run, the icing on the cake, and a 9-2 victory, and Newport's 3rd straight victory in the Shark Tank to open up things. And this is the first team to play Newport for a 7th time in the Mystic Schooners. Game 1 went to the Schooners thanks to Rohan Honda, who had a sensational season with Mystic before departing, was a 5th-round pick to the San Francisco Giants. Newport took the next 4 games, and something that we had talked about, all thanks in most part due to a big inning, but Mystic responded themselves with a big inning. Last time these two played 12 days ago, and in a series that it's 4-2, Newport's seen a lot of close games here and there, and Newport really had made a push to try to tie that game before weather got in the way.
Yeah, they did, and you're talking about a team that potentially had the momentum there, but it's going to be led off by a person in Brendan Cumming, who, if you look back to that game, 4 for 4, but 3 of his 4 hits came from getting doubles. So that was even through 5 innings, and he just absolutely torched the Newport Gulls. And Zach, he is on a streak like no other here in the NECBL.
Well, you're looking at a guy who is a blossoming star here in the New England Collegiate Baseball League. Looks at strike number 1 from Nelson Berkwich. First pitch coming in at 6:42, 78 degrees and sunny here in Newport. The last Monday night regular season contest. Of course, we could have Monday Night Baseball next week, depending on how the playoff seedings pair up. This one's skied in the air. Cal Perillo calls off Berkwich and makes the catch, and there's the first out of the night.
And that's something you're going to see a lot from Berkwich. Berkwich is a guy who throws strikes. He's going to force you to put it in play. Only 3 walks in 14 2/3 innings pitched this past spring at Vanderbilt.
Well, we're looking at a dangerous lineup that features 2 guys at the top that were both All-Stars, and here's one that started in the All-Star game. Also represented the Schooners in the Home Run Derby. Addison Kopak is at strike 1 from Berkwich.
I mean, the only thing that Kopak needs to get here at Cardines on the season is a home run, and he'll have a season-wide cycle. He just loves hitting here.
Well, has a chance to go for the cycle because he had a triple in what was that 7-inning frame for Mystic. It was followed by a Jimmy Sullivan home run. And it's hard to remember a team that clicked like that offensively against Newport this year. As the 1-1 shot in the air, but it'll find its way on West Marlboro Street.
You know, John, you alluded to this. Kopak's success at Cardines Field. When I interviewed him at the All-Star game, he was the starting designated hitter there. I asked him about his success at Cardines. He said, I don't know, really. You know, I do feel comfortable hitting here, but he attributed some of it to a little bit of luck.
Yeah, I mean, I asked him, like, how do you do it? I mean, I close my eyes half of the time, and he gets a hit.
Oh, I'll tell you what, it does look effortless from him sometimes. He's got 10 hits against the Newport Gulls this year, 10 for 18, 4 doubles, and 3 triples for Addison Kopak. 7 extra base hits. Swings and misses at the 2-2 that time, though, so Nelson Berkwich with his first strikeout here tonight. There's 2 gone.
Yeah, real nasty breaking ball pitch there from Berkwich, getting ahead in that count, and now puts up you have 3-4 hitters in Chris Brito and Barry Walsh, who does have some power. So the 1 through 4 spot, you can make an argument from 1 through 5 in this lineup for Mystic are tough outs.
First pitch to Brito is a strike. Calling the balls and strikes is Matt Gattain, the 2 umpires in the field tonight, Anthony Brunetti and Cameron Haney. As he swings and drives this in a deep left field. Kylie and Oyama looking up. This one's off the wall. Really good piece of contact by Chris Brito, and he trots into second with extra bases.
Yeah, another double on the season for the Rutgers first baseman. Doing the designated hitting tonight for Mystic, but like you said, Zach, really nice piece of ball hit off the barrel for Brito, and that possibly could have been out at any other ballpark besides Cardines because of the high fences here.
28-foot fence around the entirety of Cardines. Almost gives you a green monster feel of sorts. And
he hit one last night at Bristol, and we were talking about it on the bus ride back that probably would have went over the green monster, but because of how long Muzzy is to left field, it was caught.
Runner in scoring position for another Mystic Schooners All-Star. Barry Walsh swings and misses for strike number 1.
You know, going back to that at bat by Brito, it really wasn't that bad of a pitch by Berkwich. He seemed like he actually got him on his front foot a little bit, but Brito put a really good swing on it, drove it out there.
He swings and misses at a rising fastball out of the arm of Berkwich. It's quickly 0-2.
Yeah, it's going to be important here for Walsh not to go down by the strikeout. He is at the top of the leaderboard for strikeouts on this Mystic team, but he also is hitting .286 on the season for the Schooners.
34 hits, that ranks second on the team behind just Brennan Cumming. He looks at another fastball from Berkwich. Upstairs, it's 1-2. Played a big part in that first win that Mystic had against Newport way back early in the season. A 4-for-5 night, including a home run. Swings and misses at the 1-2 for strike number 3. So 1 hit, but it means nothing here in the top of the first as Nelson Berkwich dances out of trouble, and we remain scoreless as we go to the home half of the first. We'll be right back on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
The NECBL's Broadcast Network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, as well as your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8, purchase a weekly subscription for $20, a monthly pass for $40, or an all-season pass for $80. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule. Franklin Sports is proud to be the official batting glove of the New England League. This summer, the NECBL and its 14 organizations join over 200 major leaguers by wearing custom Franklin batting gloves as members of the Franklin family. To design your own custom pair of batting gloves, visit franklinsports.com and join the fam. Franklin is the official batting glove of the New England League. Want to know more about Newport Gulls broadcast? Have a question, comment, or suggestion? Email broadcast@newportgulls.com. Our all-volunteer crew strives to produce the highest quality broadcast possible, and we want to know how we're doing. Be a part of Newport Gulls broadcast and let us know what you think by sending an email to broadcast@newportgulls.com.
Newport gets their first axe as we go to the bottom of the first inning. They face Sam Favieri on the mound for the Mystic Schooners. It's had a good year for Mystic, a 1-0 record with a 2.13 ERA.
Yeah, he sure has, and he's been one of those arms that started in the bullpen for Mystic when he came after UConn was done in the NCAA tournament, but he's become a starter, and he's been very pleasant out of the starting role for Mystic, and he'll look to continue that here and hopefully get 2 starts this week for the Schoon squad.
Well, he faces Sam Cochran to lead things off. And he skies the first pitch out of play. Sam Cochran, his former Eckerd College teammate, Chase Acuff, hits second and plays second. Matt Wood, the hot Newport Gull, 3-hit performance last night, hits third and is doing the DHing. Cal Perillo in the cleanup spot playing first base. Spencer Smith hits fifth and plays shortstop. Peter Ceruto sixth and doing the catching. Joe Fortin hits seventh and plays third. Connor Kiley plays left and hits eighth. Kenny Oyama rounds out the order playing center and hitting ninth as Cochran swings and misses at the 90-mile-per-hour fastball out of the arm of Favieri for strike number 2.
Yeah, Favieri does throw hard. He has a couple off-speed pitches, but he really has been not a he has given up many hits this season for the Schooners.
Cochran looks at this pitch outside. Had a big swing the last time Newport was here. A swing that, well, a lot of say can change your season, even though it came in a loss for Newport. The first home run of his summer, a grand slam against the Valley Blue Sox. Looks at a sharp breaking ball that just misses there.
Yeah, good idea there, especially from Loda, the catcher calling this game. You had a waste pitch there on the 1-2. You didn't want to hang it too much, knowing that Cochran can take it for a ride or even get an extra base hit to begin this game.
2-2 comes upstairs from 0-2 to 3-2 now to the leadoff man.
You know, interestingly enough, Zach, you mentioned that grand slam from Cochran. Not a guy that's hit for a ton of power this year. Just a .358 slugging, 1 home run on the season. That was the grand slam. Only 6 doubles. 34 total hits, though.
He shoots the payoff pitch into shallow center field. Coming in is Brendan Cumming, and he makes the catch.
He's going to be a contact kind of pitcher here tonight. He's only 13 strikeouts on the season, giving up 4 hits, and his last one was back on, his last outing was on Monday in game 1 of a doubleheader against the Danbury Westerners at the Shipyard. Went 3.2 innings of work, gave up 1 hit on 2 walks and 2 strikeouts and 16 batters faced. He'll look to continue that success here tonight, maybe even go a little bit farther.
Brings up the late season arrival, Chase Acuff. He stays hot with a base hit the other way. How about that? Just like that, first pitch, he's aboard.
Yeah, Zach, the development of Acuff into a top-of-the-order guy for the Gulls has been a really positive one for this team, especially a guy that's had over a .350 on base before that at bat, .351 on the season prior to that hit. Great news for the Gulls to get a really right-handed batter to split between Cochran and Wood.
Reached base 3 times yesterday and had a 3-hit night the night before that. He's on first for team leader in batting average, Matt Wood. He swings and drives the first pitch he sees deep into right. Coming over, trying to make a sliding play is Walsh, but he can't come up with it. It'll roll all the way near the wall. Acuff stops it second and should go down likely as a base hit after what was a tough play for Barry Walsh in the outfield. Back-to-back base knocks for Newport.
Yeah, it was a tough play there, and for Walsh, he's tried to become that big defensive player for Mystic in that outfit. He has a couple of diving catches just like that on the season. Just a little bit ahead of that one, it seems, as we saw from the replay. And fortunately, it didn't go all the way into the corner to get more than just a single there for Wood, and you can allow the double play to still be in action.
Really not much Acuff could have done on that play but hold like he did.
Brings up Cal Perillo. Had a pair of RBI hits yesterday for Newport in that cleanup spot. He's back in there tonight. First pitch skips in front of Loda's, able to block it and keep both runners at bay. That average back up to 316 for Cal Perillo, his 13th game with the team here tonight. And picked up 3 RBIs, moved his total up to 9 on the season. 1-0 comes in downstairs. It's quickly 2-0.
Just the second time this season that Favieri is pitching on the road. That first time was on July 3rd at Danbury. Was game at Waterbury Municipal Stadium, and it's different. It's interesting because at home he has the high pants, and here he has the long pants.
This pitch gets the zone. Another thing, he has been locked down in almost all of his outings. He's only given up earned runs in one of his outings and has not given up more than 2 hits in any of his outings. Already been matched here in the first inning.
Yeah, he has, and we'll see how he responds here. But knowing coming into a game like here where the good Newport team coming around, and you would have expect get to hit around a little bit and allow your defense to pick you up when they can.
Acuff on second, Wood on first. Back-to-back singles for Newport. Here with the 1 out. Pitch is away to Perillo. He's got a good hitter's count, 3 balls and 1 strike.
And Zach, how about the development of Cal Perillo into a middle-of-the-order bat for this Gulls team? At one point, we thought he was no longer going to be a part of this roster with the addition of Gavin Casas, but with the injury, they invite him back, and here he is batting cleanup.
And deserving of that cleanoff spot. Both runners go. Throw goes into third. It's going to be over the head of Crossan into left field. Here comes Acuff to the plate. He scores, and Newport gets it started early.
I mean, I just don't know the throw there. It's a called strike, but for Loda, you got to make sure that's a laser kind of a throw, especially to third with a speedy guy in Acuff coming in. And it cost you right now, and it takes away the double play.
Well, I'll tell you what, Newport did the same exact thing yesterday, a double steal with Chase Acuff and Matt Wood, and it worked really well to their benefit as the 3-2 is outside for ball number 4. It worked well because Perillo on the next pitch hit a 2 RBI single. Here he gets on base thanks to a base on balls, and that's now 3 straight Newport base runners to reach now with a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, you have to wonder if Loda just didn't get a good handle on that ball. The way it just sailed like that, there's no way he was looking to throw it at that trajectory. Just maybe didn't get a good grip, tried to get out of his hand too quickly.
Brings up the all-star shortstop Spencer Smith. Had a big swing last night from Newport. 3-run shot deep into the night in Oak Bluffs, Massachusetts. Looks at strike 1 there on the inner part of the plate.
Yeah, and it's going to be important now here for Favieri to obviously pick up his catcher and keep this a 1-0 game, and we'll see how he responds. But Spencer Smith, he's been finding ways to get hits against Mystic this season.
Another pitch comes inside. It's 1-1 now to the shortstop.
Well, with 2 runners on base, Newport would love to see a little deja vu all over again, fitting for the field where Yogi Berra once played when he was stationed at the Naval Base.
1-1. Gets the inner part of the zone there. It's 1-2 now to Smith.
Yeah, they've been riding that right on the line in the left batter's box to Smith this entire time. They got him 2 pitches called for strikes. See if they can get the third here now.
Smith, a guy who knows the strike zone pretty well, too.
1-2. Went to the breaking ball. It just misses upstairs and outside. It's 2-2 now to 22. He's got 3 hits this year against Mystic in 5 games. 3 for 14. 2-2. Skips in the dirt, and Loda for a moment can't find it, but he did the important part by keeping it in front of him and Wood and Perillo cannot move up. Singles for Chase Acuff and Matt Wood, both on the first pitch that each of them saw. And a wild throw goes into left. Acuff comes in to score, and Perillo walks. And Newport has an opportunity for, like something we talked about in the pregame, getting that big inning. Payoff pitch is shot. One hopper over to Luthner at short. Goes to second for one. On to first, not in time. So a fielder's choice for Spencer Smith keeps the inning going. Matt Wood goes to third for Peter Ceruto.
That's a really nice play there by Stan Luthner, the shortstop for Mystic, to pick it up almost as if he was as a catcher and making a block, and then the quick throw over to Kirkpatrick at second, and just missed it from getting Smith at first.
Good hustle by Smith there to break up a potential inning-ending double play. That would have been a rally killer.
Brings up the two-time Newport Gull back in the lineup tonight. Got the night off last night. Whenever you can have him and Matt Wood in the lineup at the same time, certainly worth it. Looks at strike one there. Wood gets the night off from catching in the DH spot, and Ceruto back behind the plate for Nelson Berkwich. 0-1 the count to the catcher. Recently made the decision to transfer from Rutgers to Indiana University. Went to the breaking ball there, did Favieri, but missed. It's 1-1. For Ceruto this year, hitting .231 across 3 games against Mystic. And certainly a welcome addition back to this team after a scary injury, had some time away from the team. Around the time of the MLB draft, is now back with the team as they look to make a playoff push. And he swings and drives this into center field. Running in and making the play, shoestring grab from Brendan Cummings, saves a run. Nice play by the center fielder from Princeton University. Ends the first inning, but not before. Newport gets a run, starts the scoring. It's 1-0 Gulls as we go to the second on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Franklin Sports is proud to be the official batting glove of the New England League. This summer, the NECBL and its 14 organizations join over 200 major leaguers by wearing custom Franklin batting gloves as members of the Franklin family. To design your own custom pair of batting gloves, visit franklinsports.com and join the fam. Franklin is the official batting glove of the New England League. Want to know more about Newport Gulls broadcast? Have a question, comment, or suggestion? Email broadcast@newportgulls.com. Our all-volunteer crew strives to produce the highest quality broadcast possible, and we want to know how we're doing. Be a part of Newport Gulls broadcast and let us know what you think by sending an email to broadcast@newportgulls.com. The Newport Gulls Broadcast Network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on Your View New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/Newport Gulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews.
We welcome you back to Cardines Field. Military acknowledgement here at Cardines Field, a standing ovation, and we are ready to begin the second inning of play. A 1-0 lead for Newport. Chase Acuff single came around to score on an errant throw into left field. The first run of today's game. It is 5, 6, and 7 for Mystic to try to answer. Danny Crossan, Corey DiLoretto, and Stanton Luthner. First pitch to Crossan is a swing and a miss for strike one.
Yeah, an off-speed pitch there from Berkwich to get this at-bat started. But Crossan over the last 5 games for Mystic, hitting .414 with 4 runs, 7 hits, 1 home run, and 2 RBIs.
Looks at a fastball from Berkwich, misses there.
Crossan, another guy I spoke to at the All-Star game. I asked him about his power surge this summer. 5 home runs. He's looking for a good pitch to hit.
Boston College Eagle looks at a strike there. It's 1-2.
To continue that, I spoke more in depth with Crossan about this, and he said he's picking his spot to look to take that home run hack.
He drives this over to Chase Acuff. Easy catch for the first down.
Berkwich, evidently another guy who works quickly, barely giving me enough time to give analysis here. Just getting the ball and firing it. You love to see it, though.
I mean, for Crossan, he took that one for a ride, and Acuff just played that perfectly. He was a little bit shifted towards second, but with his speed and able to get over there, came up with the catch and didn't allow a single to go into right field.
13 strikes to 4 balls so far, and for the first 5 Mystic batters retired. First pitch is a strike to Corey DiLoretto, who plays in his 3rd game against Newport this season and is 1 for 4 to this point. Looks at ball 1 there.
He's one of these hitters for Mystic that they're hoping to come around towards, well, obviously in this last week of the season, but obviously in the playoffs coming up. And he's going to be seeing a lot of time at first base. He's seen starting time at first in the past 2 games. He'll share it with Brito for the rest of the season. It should be.
Gets a piece of this, and he is in the DH spot tonight with, he is at first tonight with Brito in the DH spot. That's certainly not a bad problem to have. Something that Newport deals with as well. You want to have Peter Ceruto and Matt Wood both in the lineup. They play the same position. Well, it's good that this isn't the National League and you have a DH spot to work with.
I mean, it might be the National League next year. Who knows what the MLB will do in the offseason.
2-2, just misses low and inside, and we've gone full. Payoff pitch. Just gets a piece and stays alive. We will do it again.
Yeah, last time against Newport, DiLoretto was 1 for 3 with a 2-run RBI double in the 4th inning, and that was a big 7-run inning for Mystic, as we've been talking about.
Shoots this foul, and the at-bat continues. Yes, 7 of the 9 Mystic batters in that lineup reached base, and 8 of the 9 did, and Mystic sent 11 to the plate.
Since then, Mystic has been 6-3 in the column.
Drives this just over the head of Spencer Smith. Another base hit for Corey DiLoretto against Newport, right on cue. And the second hit tonight for the Schooners.
They just found open territory there and got it right over the jumping Spencer Smith. And it's a good start for Mystic here in the second as you try to now tack away and come back after giving up that 1 run in the bottom of the first. Schooners are also winners of their 5 of the last 6. That 1 loss came this past Friday against Danbury. It was 7-5, and they came back in the 9th for Mystic.
Hard chopper goes to shortstop. Smith flings to Acuff over to first. In time. The goals turn 2. And just like that, a twin killing brings an end to the top of the second inning. It's still 1-0 goals as we go to the bottom half of the second on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
The New England League is the most competitive brand of amateur wooden bat summer baseball in the country. With 14 teams located in all 6 New England states and over 150 Major League Baseball alumni, the league entertains our region for 2 months every summer. Student athletes from all over the country descend upon the region's most scenic communities to offer summer baseball at its finest. Now celebrating over a quarter of a century of excellence, the New England League continues to transcend communities and give the best student athletes from across the country a chance at their dream. For current team information, rosters, and schedules, visit NECBL.com. The New England League. Keep your eye on the dream. The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Tuesday, August 3rd, when the 2021 New England League playoffs begin. And this year, the postseason field is bigger than ever. All 14 teams will qualify for the 2021 NECBL playoffs, starting with a single elimination wildcard round and a first-round bye for the first-place team. The winning teams will meet in best-of-3 series for the divisional semifinals and finals. And then the last 2 teams standing will match up in the best of 3 NECBL Championship Series to compete for the league title and the right to hoist the Fay Vincent Senior Cup. We'll see you in August for the start of the 2021 postseason.
Back at Cardines Field, 7, 8, and 9 for the Gulls. Already on top, 1-0 here in game number 7 of the Narragansett Bay Insurance Cup. Looking for their 5th win against Mystic here in 2021. Joe Fortin to start things off. Against Sam Favieri, he looks at ball number 1 upstairs. The 14th game this summer for the University of Rhode Island infielder. Played 44 with the Rams after coming across the country. As you heard on our pregame show, came from Los Angeles all the way to Kingston, Rhode Island to play college ball.
Just around the corner, you know. I mean, yeah, that's the beauty of college baseball in the summer. You get to travel and go to different parts of the country where you might have not traveled on vacation with your family, or when you play college, you might not be able to get a team in that area. So he gets out to come here to the Midwest. I'm saying that's in Milwaukee, but the Northeast.
Well,
off-speed pitch misses there.
Yeah, and Fortin, a guy who is pretty familiar with this Newport area. He goes to URI, where he played baseball there past few springs, so knows Newport pretty well.
3-1 misses upstairs. And the second base on balls for the Newport Gulls belongs to Joe Fortin, leadoff man on.
And speaking of guys who know the Newport area pretty well, the lone Newport roster player from Aquidneck Island, Connor Kiley.
Portsmouth, Rhode Island native, and Stonehill College, where he shined this past year and has really played a pivotal part with the Gulls this year as an opening night guy, has stuck around and been a big part of this team. First pitch is a ball, and now Loda will go out, give a chance to Favieri.
Yeah, just to settle him down here, we see here in the second that his location and his control is not as it was in that first inning or even throughout this entire season. So just talking out there, and I don't have confirmation on this, but I think this is the first time that Favieri is pitching to Loda, so they have to obviously get that connection down, as I believe he's only thrown to DiMartino throughout the season.
1-0. Went to the fastball, dots the outer part of the zone. It's 1-1. 258 hitter in 24 games for Kiley. 6 RBIs over that span. Spent some time in left and in center. Swings and drives this one into center field. After going back, Brandon Cumming camps under it and makes the catch.
Cumming just seems to have some kind of target in his glove that picks all these balls, and they come in. I mean, he makes all these plays against this Newport Gulls, and they look really good off the bat, and they just end up getting in his glove.
Well, it was the last time we were out there at the Shipyard when I believe he made 2 different diving catches out there.
I mean, he's robbed a couple home runs recently at the Shipyard as well, so he's a Gold Glove for sure out there in center field.
Kenny Oyama, essentially one of 2 new leadoff hitters for Newport here tonight. He hits in the 9 spot with Sam Cochran on deck leading things off. Looks at ball number 1. Pitch from Favieri. That's the top part of the zone. It's 1-1 now.
The 9 spot in this Newport Gulls lineup is a very important one for Kevin Winterow. He had Spencer Smith down there for a while, even though he was swinging the bat pretty well. Like you said, Zach, likes to use that spot as a second leadoff hitter, a guy who can get on ahead of the top of the order.
1-1. Upstairs, it's 2-1 to Oyama. You want to talk about guys that get on base? A .385 on base percentage for Oyama. He's got some speed too once he gets there.
I mean, we've seen it. He's beating out some close plays and taking a couple bags himself on the base paths.
Favieri's 2-1. So a curveball and misses. It's 3-1. .250 hitter with a homer and 8 RBIs. For Kenny, Newport looking for some insurance, already with a run that came in the first. Chop this one foul, and the count runs full. Takes an interesting carom out there, and now Barry Walsh will have to trot all the way over to the line and pick up that baseball. One run on 2 hits for the Gulls so far in this game. Back-to-back singles from Chase Acuff and Matt Wood got things started. Acuff went for third, and the throw went into left, came around to score for the first run. Fortin gets a great jump, and now sliding into second, but able to, the awareness from Favieri, able to look over and get Joe Fortin out at second. Kirkpatrick applies the tag, and there's the second out.
I mean, I was kind of surprised that Favieri realized, because you didn't hear any communication from the Schooners, but they were able to make a quick throw on the turn, and good job by Kirkpatrick to get over there quickly. Now you can worry about just getting this last out here.
Payoff pitch coming to Oyama. Upstairs for ball number 4. So a second walk here in the second inning, and Oyama's aboard.
Yeah, just the second time this season that Oyama has been walked by the Mystic Schooners. He was hitting, coming into tonight, he was hitting .235 against Mystic.
Flips the lineup card over for the first time today for Sam Cochran. Before that, Dennis Long will go out and give a chat out on the mound of Favieri.
And probably to see how you want to pitch against a power hitter here, a left-handed hitter also, and you got to worry about the speed now. We talked about that when Oyama was at the plate, Zach. Got to always keep an eye out on him. And it makes it even a little bit more important of that throw out by Fortin at second base.
Almost makes too much sense. 2 outs and a guy on first, you'd think. And for Oyama, someone that yesterday took off for second on a hit and run. After getting to second, 1 pitch later took off for third. Throw to third goes into left. He came around to score. All that after just getting hit by a pitch. It was Newport's third run. Put them up 3-0, a game that the Gulls ended up winning 9-2. The only man with more stolen bags on the Newport Gulls is up at the plate, Sam Cochran. First pitch to the right fielder from the College of Charleston is in for a strike.
Yeah, it's interesting to see the aggressiveness from the Gulls here after such a tough stretch. They're going to try and ride this wave of momentum for as long as they can.
0-1 went to the off speed and got Cochran off balance a little bit there. It's 0-2. Took about 10, 11 miles an hour off that pitch, did Favieri, from about 90 to 79. Oyama off and going on the 0-2. It's hit out of play.
Yeah, good opportunity there for a hit and run. And he swung it, even though it was a little bit high there from Favieri. And now you got to be a little bit patient and trust your catcher with the pitch that he's going to call next.
If you do want to roll the dice and trust a guy to put a hit and run in play, you would think Sam Cochran, guy that leads the team in hits with 34 of them.
And you have a big gap right towards right center, left center.
0-2, in there for strike 3 on a curveball. Nasty pitch from Sam Favieri. Retires the side in the bottom of the second. Newport gets one base runner on a walk, but strands Oyama at first. 1-0 ball game. We go to the third on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Fans, the NECBL's Broadcast Network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, as well as your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8, purchase a weekly subscription for $20, a monthly pass for $40, or an all-season pass for $80. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule. Franklin Sports is proud to be the official batting glove of the New England League. This summer, the NECBL and its 14 organizations join over 200 major leaguers by wearing custom Franklin batting gloves as members of the Franklin family. To design your own custom pair of batting gloves, visit franklinsports.com and join the fam. Franklin is the official batting glove of the New England League. Want to know more about Newport Gulls broadcasts? Have a question, comment, or suggestion? Email broadcast@newportgulls.com. Our all-volunteer crew strives to produce the highest quality broadcast possible.
It's time for the top of the third. Just had the Moz Donuts donut eating competition, as you could see on your screen.
My favorite in-between inning game here at Cardines when we come up here. And I don't know, Zach. I would be okay with that as the media meal after, or the post-game meal after the game.
It's hard to complain, right? Well, for those kids,
Breakfast
donut
for
nearly
the
as big
morning?
as their faces.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, definitely one of the more exciting things we have here, especially you got a full crowd at Cardines of nearly 3,000. Brought them pretty loud as the third inning kicks underway. It's 8-9-1 for the Mystics. Schooners. Sam Loda looks at strike number one. Hits this right back into our wheelhouse, and it's a good thing there's a fence.
Yeah, for sure. Loda got his first hit of the season on Friday against Danbury at the Shipyard. It was a double, and good to see that he got his first hit.
Looks at strike three there. A perfect pitch from Nelson Berkwich. A little bit of mustard on it right into the zone, and there's a strikeout.
Yeah, Zach, there's an old saying that you get some guys on the mound who are throwers and there's some guys who are pitchers. Now, it sounds like everyone's got to be a pitcher, right? But you got guys like Berkwich, who strikes me as a guy who knows exactly what he wants to be doing on the mound. He's not just firing the ball in there, not knowing where it's going. He's painting the corners, throwing it just where he wants it to be.
Well, if command plays into that, then you're absolutely right. Swing and a miss there. That is strike number 23 for Nelson Berkwich, and he's only 30 pitches in, 23 strikes to just 7 balls. And it's what worked really well for Newport last night with Justin Cherry, had 53 strikes to just 25 balls. As the 0-1 skied into right center, coming in is Cochran to make the catch.
Yeah, 2 quick outs here for Berkwick on the mound, and he's just been cruising ever since that first inning. He gave up a double, obviously, to Brito, but since then, he's been spot on with his locations.
It brings up one of the honest, if not the honest bat in the entire New England Collegiate Baseball League, Brennan Cumming, center fielder from Princeton University. He bloops this out into the outfield, but Chase Acuff is there to make the catch. 1, 2, 3, just like that. This inning over in the blink of an eye. Still 1-0 goals on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
The Newport Gulls Broadcast Network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on YourView New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/Newport Gulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews. The New England League is the most competitive brand of amateur wooden bat summer baseball in the country. With 14 teams located in all 6 New England states and over 150 Major League Baseball alumni, the league entertains our region for 2 months every summer. Student athletes from all over the country descend upon the region's most scenic communities to offer summer baseball at its finest. Now celebrating over a quarter of a century of excellence, the New England League continues to transcend communities and give the best student athletes from across the country a chance at their dream. For current team information, rosters, and schedules, visit NECBL.com. The New England League. Keep your eye on the dream.
Back for the home half of the third here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Favieri is back out for his third inning of work to face the heart of the Newport order, Chase Acuff, Matt Wood, and Cal Perillo. With Newport on top, 1-0, thanks to an early run. It's a very high curveball onto the arm of Favieri, misses. It's 1-0.
And it's going to be interesting for Favieri to see how he responds, not because of the past innings, but his offense was not up that long. He didn't have too much of a time off just to get a quick breather, a couple drinks here and there, and I mean, it's right back to work.
This pitch comes in and hits Acuff, who will reach for the second time tonight. And fastball that got him up and in a little bit, looked like near the arm or shoulder area. Maybe not the way you'd want to see someone reach base, but the third straight game for Acuff that he has reached base multiple times. 3 walks yesterday and 3 hits the day before that at Bristol. He was really the player of the game offensively for Newport in the game that ended the 10-game losing streak.
That brings up a dangerous hitter right now in the 3-hole.
Team leader in batting average, Matt Wood, who got that average back up near 350 at 349 coming into today. It is past the 350 mark with a single in the first inning.
What a guy who batted .378 over that 10-game losing streak. Surely can't blame anything on him.
Shoots this one out of play. 3 for 4 last night. And one of the Newport bats that helped them put what was one of their most complete performances of the season on the road against first place Martha's Vineyard. A game that you can look back to maybe later in the season as something that helped turn things around for this team. Healthy lead for Acuff over on first. Here comes the 1-1 from the righty. Inside and down low, it's 2-1.
I mean, the last time these two teams met against each other just about a week and a half ago, remember we were talking about Wood coming off of that injury, and then he kept on hitting a hot bat there, and he's just continuing that. And that's what you kind of want to see out of a player that you're going to try to ride as long as you can when you get to the postseason play.
They'll check in on Acuff. Throw goes down the line, and Chase Acuff's going to have second. It went past the dive of DiLoretto, and Chase Acuff says, thank you very much. A second errant throw while trying to get Acuff. And how about that?
And E1 perhaps on that throw there?
I would think so.
Yeah. Now that eliminates a double play here now with 1 out. No outs here. I was looking back in the second.
Matt Wood also shined last time these two played. The South Coast South player of the game with a 3 for 4 performance. Gets under this one, hits it high in the air into left. Kopak chasing in and now makes the catch.
Yeah, Wood going to be kicking himself over that one. That pitch caught a lot of the plate, just got under it.
And for Kopak, he read that off the bat pretty well, especially for a player that hasn't played a lot of the outfield for Mystic this season. I believe just about 3 or 4 games he's played in left field for Mystic. More of an infielder. He's played 5 times behind the dish, and then he can obviously DH when needed.
Brings up the cleanup man, Cal Perillo, who looks at ball number 1. He really shined for Newport in what was the first win for the Gulls against Mystic this year. Newport's up to 4 now, 4 straight before the loss in 6 innings. But for Perillo, it was a 9-run 6th inning for the Newport Gulls, in big part thanks to the first baseman, a double and a 3-run home run in the same inning in that 6th. As this fastball misses, it's 2-0 to the Rhode Island College anchorman. Also had a great game yesterday for the Gulls in that 9-2 win. Pair of RBI hits, 3 RBIs. Another potential RBI for him standing on second. And Favieri gives Acuff a look over there.
Well, Favieri for sure knows how the speed of Acuff. He tried stealing a bag against him in the first, and then he later came home on that throwing error by Loda. So he's dancing. He's probably in his head a little bit as well.
Another pitch outside, another fastball. Looks like trying to get a hold of that command, not missing by too much. But whatever the case is, it's now 3-0.
Yeah, he's not as crisp here tonight for the Schooners, and you have to wonder if it is a quick turnaround, even though it is a little bit less than a week.
Gets the zone there, another fastball. It's 3-1.
Actually, it's a week's rest. So he pitched last Monday in a doubleheader, and now he's here the following Monday. And you're just hoping that he finds himself later in this game, and then he'll be able to put that into his next start.
Acuff dancing over at second, 3-1 to Parilla. Downstairs, ball number 4. Another walk for the Gulls. They have at least one in every inning so far in this game.
The second really good at bat from Cal Perillo in this ball game.
And Orby coming out real quickly now, and this might be it.
Well, we did touch on it. Favieri has not passed the 3-inning mark this season. Right now is at 2 1/3 innings. And with the skipper coming out, it could be the day.
He hasn't given the sign yet, and Orby's done this a few times where instead of sending Dennis Long, the pitching coach, out to talk to the pitcher, Orby will go out and give some strategy and talk. So maybe seeing if can you get out of this inning and then we'll go to the bullpen in the 4th, or do you think everything's out of the tank tonight?
You would have to think this is probably the last inning that he will go, but it does look like either Phil Orby's trying to fire up his troops or that Favieri's trying to plead his case to stay in this one.
Yeah.
Talking it over with the pitcher and the Mystic Schooners infield.
It's a long meeting, and it hasn't been broken up yet, and they're going to keep him in here, so you're going to have to trust your pitcher here and hope that the risk of keeping him in will not come and haunt you later in this game. It is still a 1-0 game, so it's very reachable for Mystic to come back when they get back their offense.
It is Spencer Smith to try to give the Gulls some breathing room here. Just one out with runners on first and second. A hit by pitch and a walk. And that's probably why you do see the skipper out there. A couple of red flags in terms of the command department. For Smith, he grounded into a fielder's choice in the first. It was the 5th of 6 Newport batters that inning. It's the 4th this inning. He swings at the first pitch, hits it into foul territory. He's already walking away, but this one might not be playable, and it goes into the seats.
Carlson not happy with that one. He thought he had it. I think it hit off the screen, and when it actually, I think it actually hit off the top, maybe a pole or a screen.
Well, we were at the Shark Tank yesterday, and I was making some comparisons to the Oakland Coliseum.
Okay,
when you look at how much space there is in foul territory.
Yeah.
Then you come back here to Cardines Field, and I don't know if there's another park that represents the exact opposite like this park does.
Yeah, especially for Mystic, where the Shipyard, you have some space in the foul territory as well.
2 on with 1 out. 0-1 to Smith. Swung on and driven in the air into left. But playable for Addison Kopak, who makes the catch. There's 2 gone.
The 2 outs of this inning have gone to Kopak, and that time he kept Acuff at second because of how quick perhaps it was off, or Acuff was trying to see if that ball was going to land. So for Mystic, you have to be happy with that there's no runner at third, and now have to worry about Peter Ceruto, who flew out to center field his last time up.
Two on now with 2 out for the catcher. Going to extend this Gulls lead. Acuff dancing over there at second. Got some happy feet. And the first pitch is a fastball upstairs to Ceruto. Well, I'll tell you what. A guy that has warranted 2 bad throws from Mystic.
Yeah.
He might be getting in the head a little bit over there at second.
I think it absolutely has to, especially with a tight game right now. And
another pop-up. This time it's going to stay in the infield. Who's going to get it? Crossan calls it off and makes the catch to retire the side. So Newport strands 2. It's a 1-0 ball game, and let's keep things here on the NECBL Broadcast Network I'll toss it over to Ryan Medeiros to give us a look around the NECBL. Ryan?
Thank you very much, Zach. There's 4 other games going on around the league in the NECBL. Let's take a look at a Northern Division matchup. The Sanford Mainers and the North Adams Steeplecats scoreless. In the 4th inning of that ball game, the Winnipesaukee Muskrats are down 3-0 to the Vermont Mountaineers. In the 2nd inning of that ball game, the Keene Swamp Bats are up 1-0 over the North Shore Navigators in the 3rd inning of that game. And a Southern Division matchup. The Ocean State Waves are, interestingly enough, beating the Valley Blue Sox 4-2 in the 3rd inning. A crucial matchup for the Southern Division standings.
Well, that is probably a score that both of these teams are fans of, with Valley in 2nd place at 20-15. And it really is a 5-horse race right now. It's Martha's Vineyard at the top of the standings at 22-14. Valley in 2nd, 20-15. Mystic 18-15 is in 3rd. Danbury 19-17, and the Newport Gulls 18-17. Really a race that could go a lot of ways as we're really winding down here with time.
For sure, and I think for Mystic, we were talking about it in Bristol with Scott Glasser and the voice of the Blues yesterday, and Mystic is the only team that's going to be playing every single game this week. And they're going to have a doubleheader on Saturday against Martha's Vineyard, and they possibly could have a doubleheader on Friday against Danbury. So a lot of baseball will be played in this final week, and they started it off good with that 1 win yesterday, but tonight and tomorrow, 2 big games when you're talking about games that could determine home field advantage in that wild card game, Zach.
Well, a win tonight for Newport would move them just a half game back of Mystic. Right now, Newport is just a half game back of a home game, which is a big mark to keep track of as the NECBL playoffs start next week. But in this game, we head to the 4th, and I'll hand things over to John Liuzzi to take us through innings 4, 5, and 6. John?
Thanks so much, Zach. It'll be Addison Kopak, Chris Brito, and Barry Walsh just started off for Mystic, and Berkwich back out on the mound. The left-hander from Vandy kicks and stretches home. It's in there for a call strike right on the outside corner. Kopak struck out in the 1st as he sees an 0-1 pitch go in there for a strike, a fastball, and guys, Berkwich just feels confident in this outing tonight as the 0-2 is coming in and swinging a miss, and he didn't have enough time for some input.
I'm not a betting man, but has anyone this year made it look that easy against Addison Kopak? I think the answer is no.
No, I would agree with that because at this time, and you talk about other games, that Kopak probably has a hit or two here at Cardines, but he has 2 strikeouts. Tonight I'll bring up the guy, Chris Brito, who has 1 of 2 hits for Mystic. He thought about swinging, but he held back, and it's still a strike.
I mean, this is a guy who, when you look at the way he's pitching, he's really working like a closer.
Yeah.
Working quickly and really punching that zone.
Swing and a miss there as Brito danced in his shoes and came all the way around. And it's 0-2 to the Rutgers first baseman. The 0-2 pitch. Inside, and it's 1-2. And, I mean, he's just working fast, and perhaps Mystic, their hitter, is just not able to get their normal rhythm. As the 1-2 pitch is a swing and a miss, so back-to-back strikeouts here for Berkwich, and there's 2 outs here in the top of the 4th.
Well, guys, before the ball in that at-bat, I thought we might have been well on track for an immaculate inning there. The way Berkwich was just getting the ball and firing it back in, just peppering the strike zone.
Well, bring Barry Walsh, the right fielder out of Boston College, as native of Sterling, Mass. First in on the team in runs, and first in steals with 11 as well. The pitch. This one connected towards center field. Oyama heading back to the fence, and he makes the jump, but that one will get down off the signs, and it will be a 2-out double for Barry Walsh.
Well, Kenny Oyama tried timing that jump perfectly, but with the way that it was hit off the bat of Barry Walsh, really just was not a lot he could do. Of course, the high fence, 28 feet, as mentioned here at Cardines Field. A very tough play for Oyama, and on the other side, really just good piece of hitting by our cleanup man.
Yeah, good piece of hitting for sure, and somebody who seems to get a lot of doubles. That is his 5th double of the season for Mystic, and he'll bring up Danny Carlson now. Parker looking back as he works from the stretch. And the pitch to Crossan in the dirt. He gets away from Cerruto. And Walsh will get third. And Cerruto got it just in time as Walsh was taking a turn around third base.
And got it just in time before Well, John, things could have gotten very interesting, as you can see here with the Newport Gulls dugout and the white line that separates what would be a live ball from a dead ball. So if Walsh is already to third base, which it looked like he was by the time it rolled, he may have been granted home if it passed that line.
So it's a 1-0 count to Danny Crossan. The pitch, off-speed pitch, a little out from being a strike. Looked pretty good, though.
Yeah, tough no call for Nelson
73
Berkowitz.
miles per hour. That one's out, 3-0.
Yeah, those are the kinds of balls that Berkowitz is throwing out. Most of them that are really just missing the zone for a guy that's had such control of his command today.
The 3-0 pitch. Upstairs, ball number 4. So back-to-back hitters put on base. We'll put runners on the corners now for Corey DiLoretto.
All right, as I see that, really the first time tonight that any Mystic Schooner has been given something even in the department of a free pass, but you'll take that if you're Mystic in a one-run game to try to bring this game even.
I mean, even on Sunday night at the Shark Tank, Mystic came out with a 10-9 win against the Vineyard, and it was a back-and-forth kind of game, but they showed a lot of fight, as that one is in there for a called strike to DiLoretto. And we saw that last night at Bristol. They kept on trying to fight and get a hit, and they got that hit in the 6th inning, and their pitching and defense came to support that. And, I mean, as the throw goes to first, and that's going to be the kind of offense and mentality any team in the NECBL is going to need, especially in this week. It's going to be the dog days of summer. The 0-1 Crossan's going as DiLoretto connects, but it goes foul, and will take a bounce into the Gulls dugout. No 2 count coming up. So Corey DiLoretto, he had a hit back in the 1st inning, and he was later in that double play that ended that inning. Crossan dancing. The pitch in the dirt, blocked, but Crossan in a dance, and he'll just take second base. A nice job, though, there by Danny Crossan to see if he was able to get a throw to second, and that would have allowed Barry Walsh to head home.
How often do you see, though, a guy that you do see often a guy take off for a second and try to warrant the throw? He stood in the middle for about 3 seconds, and it was almost like a standoff, a stare-off between Ceruto there. I don't recall if I've ever seen that before.
I could not recall either. The 1-2 pitch to DiLoretto, down and away, 2-2. Stan Luthner is on deck for Mystic. He hit into that 6-4-3 double play that ended the 2nd inning for the Schooners. But it's DiLoretto now, looking to be a hero at Cardines once again. The 2-2 popped up as Akoff chasing is getting called off by Cochran with the catch, just a little bit outside the infield for the 3rd out. Schooners do leave 2 runners on the base paths hit in scoring position. We'll head to the bottom half of the 4th. 1-0 Newport on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
The Newport Gulls Broadcast Network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on Your View New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/Newport Gulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews. The New England League is the most competitive brand of amateur wooden bat summer baseball in the country. With 14 teams located in all 6 New England states and over 150 Major League Baseball alumni, the league entertains our region for 2 months every summer. Student athletes from all over the country descend upon the region's most scenic communities to offer summer baseball at its finest. Now celebrating over a quarter of a century of excellence, the New England League continues to transcend communities and give the best student athletes from across the country a chance at their dream. For current team information, rosters, and schedules, visit NECBL.com. The New England League. Keep your eye on the dream.
Joe Foran, Connor Kiley, Kenny Oyama to start off the 4th inning for the home team, the Newport Gulls. They have a 1-0 lead. Alongside Ryan Medeiros, Zach Letson, I'm John Liuzzi on the broadcast for the NECBL Broadcast Network as Favieri pitches home, and that's in there for a ball.
Well, in fairness to you, John, it has been a long season.
It has been, and I'm already in the mindset of calling NCAA games in the fall. He shakes off his signs from Loda. The 1-0 pitch to the Fortin. Swing and a miss. That got a piece of the home plate umpire. He walks it off. He gives a thumbs up that he's all okay. So Loda out there just give his partner behind home plate a quick breather.
Yeah, it's why you wear the protective gear, I guess, right? Because that'll get you,
Oh,
especially
yeah.
a fastball. And it didn't really look like it had slowed down a lot before it reached the ump. So certainly good to see that it looks like he's all right.
Favieri shakes it off once again, but this time he gets it. He kicks and stretches home, and the ball is up, 2-1. We saw in that bottom of the third that Orby came out to talk to his pitcher, and we thought perhaps that was a pitching change, or that they were going to let him ride until the fourth, and then a new pitcher, but he's back out there. As that one is up again, 3-1. There's a 3-1 pitch coming up here to Joe Foran. And the pitch. Strike right along the knees in the strike zone, and it's 3-2. He reached base safely on a walk back in the second inning. The payoff pitch. Hit into, sliding play by Sam Kirkpatrick. He makes it. Kirkpatrick with the slide, and it takes away a single for Joe Foran.
Well, John, you might remember this. He made an almost identical play against Newport earlier this year. I really was getting flashbacks.
Yeah.
But right there, solid piece of contact from Joe Foran. That is typically a base hit, and he was robbed right there, like you said.
Yeah, I was ready for the call to say it was going to be a single into right field, but Kirkpatrick comes up and shows off his glove as that one sails right over the head of Connor Kiley. Got a little bit of a way, and it's 1-0. Favieri with the 1-0. Bounces in the dirt, gets past Loda. No harm done with no runner on base, but it is 2-0 here to Connor Kiley. He flied out to center field for the first down back in the second. The 2-0 pitch. Fouled off. Got either a piece of Loda or the home plate umpire again, and I mean, you want to see the hitters make contact, but they're taking some beatings tonight here in this inning. So a 2-1 pitch as Favieri gets his signs from Sam Loda. This one hit down the right field line, but it will go foul. I mean, Newport Glass. I don't know if that got into the stands or it got into out on the street, but a 2-2 pitch coming. Misses on the breaking pitch, and it's 3-2.
Yeah, it looked like it found its way near the Mudville pub area. Of course, some fans out there on top of the house. Not a bad place to watch a game.
That one almost hits Kiley in the head once again, but it'll be a 5-pitch walk, and he will reach first base.
And now we've seen the Newport Gulls be aggressive. They've got a guy on first base in Kiley that was 18 stolen bases, 18 for 18 at Stonehill this past spring, so maybe we'll see some movement on the base paths, especially with a guy like Oyama who can handle the bat really well.
He can handle the bat, he can lay down a bunt, he can do anything, Kenny Oyama. He walked back in the second. The pitch home. Ball inside.
Yeah, and they're starting, I think, to see just a guy in Favieri not really accustomed to going this kind of length, and especially with the pitch that got over the head of Kiley, starting to lose command of that zone a little bit, and we'll see if Newport can take advantage.
Runner takes his lead, and the pitch popped up. DiLoretto goes into foul territory, makes the catch, and there's 2 outs. pop up to the first baseman in foul territory, and there is 2 down for Sam Cochran, the leadoff man, as the Gulls turn over the lineup for the second time tonight. And to your point there, Zach, yeah, he does seem a little uncomfortable going more than 3, but for Mystic, you're going to try to get your starter to go at least 4 or 5 this entire week, knowing you're going to have a lot of games to make. The pitch in the dirt, ball number 1.
Yeah, John, to your point, pitching depth is going to be crucial, especially at this point in the season. We got the playoffs coming up, a lot of games in a short amount of time.
And no team can add to their roster, as the deadline to add for the playoffs was just yesterday. The 1-0 hit, and this one gets off the glove of a jumping DiLoretto. Kylie will head to third. The throw goes to second, and there's runners on first and third. Corey DiLoretto almost came up with a big catch, but it got off the top of the web.
Yeah, would have been a huge play. Might have, was really close to being a web gem. And give credit where it's due to Kylie. Newport benefits a little bit from 2-out base running. You know you're running on with 2 outs. Good hustle to get all the way to third, but a really good piece of contact there from Cochran. And that's what he does. Gets base hits, gets a really good bat on the ball, and his team-leading 35th hit this summer.
And a good job there by Kylie to pick up on it and take an extra base, not just advance right to second. Aggressive base running on the base paths for the Gulls, and now bring up Chase Akoff, who's reached base safely his last 2 times. The pitch home. Ball outside, and it's 1-0. A single back in the first. He was the one who scored the lone run so far here tonight. The 1-0 down in the dirt. Stops by Loda, and it's 2-0. I would assume there is a pitcher warming up in the bullpen for Mystic. It's kind of a little hard from our vantage point, but I did see an arm go up, so runner going. The throw not happening.
I'd say the right decision's probably made, not just because of the speed of Sam Cochran, but, well, you can see in your shot there is nobody near second base up from wearing a Mystic jersey.
And the bullpen, actually nobody's. Reed Easterly's tossing the ball. Maybe he'll be the one coming in. He's might have warmed up earlier. That pitch in there for a called strike, and 3-1.
Well, the dirt area looks a little vacant there. There are a lot of Mystic pitchers, but I don't think anyone's warming.
No. So it looks to be Favieri's inning. 2 outs, a 3-1 pitch. He steps off, resets himself now. And, you know, it'll be interesting to see if he will try to go to the breaking ball or the fastball here with a 3-1 count coming up. Ball down, and that will load the bases for the Newport Gulls, and the ever so dangerous hitter, the Penn State Nittany Lion, Matt Wood.
Yeah, and Chase Akoff is really starting to become an on-base machine. What he has done, reaching base now 9 times in his last 3 games, and you ask yourself, why is he in the 2 spot? You'd have to think that's the perfect spot to have him in for a guy who gets base hits. I don't think anyone else on this Newport Gulls team better than the man who's digging in right now from the left side.
Oh, absolutely. Bases loaded here. The pitch home to Wood, and that's in there for a first pitch strike. He flew out to left field his last time up. Got one that got a little bit underneath. So the 0-1 pitch from Favieri bounces, and nice block there by Loda. This is the most that Favieri has had some struggle this season for Mystic. The 1-1 hit towards second. Kirkpatrick gets it. He steps over to first in time to retire Wood. So Favieri does work out of the bases loaded jam, and he keeps this a 1-0 game going into the 5th inning. Mystic trailing, and they look to fight back in the 5th. We'll be right back on the NECBL Broadcast Network from Newport right after this.
Franklin Sports is proud to be the official batting glove of the New England League. This summer, the NECBL and its 14 organizations join over 200 major leaguers by wearing custom Franklin batting gloves as members of the Franklin family. To design your own custom pair of batting gloves, visit franklinsports.com and join the fam. Franklin is the official batting glove of the New England League. Want to know more about Newport Gulls broadcasts? Have a question, comment, or suggestion? Email broadcast@newportgulls.com. Our all-volunteer crew strives to produce the highest quality broadcast possible, and we want to know how we're doing. Be a part of Newport Gulls broadcast and let us know what you think by sending an email to broadcast@newportgulls.com. The Newport Gulls Broadcast Network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on Your View New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/NewportGulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/NewportGulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews. The Newport Gulls Broadcast Network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on Your View New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/NewportGulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/NewportGulls.
Well, welcome back to the Ocean State. Cardines Field is our location tonight. Top of the 5th, as the Mystic Schooners are trailing the Newport Gulls 1-0. And Berkowitz back out on the mound for the Gulls. He pitches home, and that's in there for a first pitch strike.
Yeah, good reason for him to be back out on the mound with how he has pitched so far. 4 innings of dominance.
The pitch, a little out, and it's 1-1. And, I mean, you have to look at – I don't know if TrackMan shows this, Zach, but first pitch strikes has to be pretty high ratios. That's a swing and a miss, and it's 1-2.
I'd have to agree. When you talk about command, a guy that has 37 strikes to just 15 balls today. It's really what's worked well for Newport in these last 3 starts.
He went around, and that's going to be I was going to say actually he didn't go. It looked like he went around. Would you guys both agree?
Yes.
I think just about everyone else in the ballpark.
Yeah.
You might have about 2,800 people on your side, John.
But only one
that matters. Only
That's
one
correct.
that matters. But it's a 2-2 pitch as Luthner gets back in the box. Berkowitz pitches home, and this one hit down to third, and that one will go fair, and he will in time for the play. Joe Foran makes the Manny Machado play in time to retire Stan Luthner.
What a play from one side of the diamond to the other. Joe Foran, that ball just stayed fair, and the awareness, he stuck with it, didn't hesitate at all. And to turn and make a throw that good, that quickly, right on the money, he really made it look, I think, a lot easier than it actually is.
For sure. Sam Loda comes in. He swings at a first pitch strike. Another first pitch strike to Berkowitz. The Commodore pitches home. Down low, ball number 1. And Luthner almost beat that out. You kind of saw the dust building as he was running down the first base line. The 1-1, and this one's connected, but it will go out of play.
You know, the throw is going to be the main part of that play that's going to get the looks.
Yeah.
But how about the fact that Fortin stayed with it? The ball bounced right over the third base bag. It can get tricky down there. You could potentially have a tricky hop.
Loda goes down looking on that strikeout. Another strikeout on the night for the Vanderbilt Commodore.
Yeah, that's now 8 of the last 10 retired, and what he is doing, we talked about it as an extension. This is how Newport has really started to click. When you get this kind of start on the mound, you can let your bats do the rest. It really takes a lot of pressure off your offense. When you have a guy in a groove as much as he is, and look at him on the mound. He's got the glove ready. He's ready to just throw more pitches. As Kirkpatrick's stepping into the box, he's just ready to throw more pitches and keep going.
The pitch to Kirkpatrick, swing and a miss, and Kirkpatrick gives a little nod as he knows on that.
Well, when you're dealing like Berkwich is tonight, you want to throw that baseball as soon as possible.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
keep it rolling.
Time is called, but it wasn't called by the home plate umpire.
That went right. I think that's the first time I've seen it. That went right above the area of the concessions, hit the little area above the window there. And well, there's our photographer, Eric White.
I mean, Kirkpatrick asks for time, but he doesn't have to be granted it in that situation. But it was a quick turn on the bat, and it's an 0-2 count coming up. And the pitch, swing and a miss. It goes down swinging in the dirt. Ceruto makes the tag, so another 1-2-3 inning for Nathan Berkwich. We'll head to the home half of the fifth on the NECBL Broadcast Network right after this.
About Newport Gulls broadcast? Have a question, comment, or suggestion? Email broadcast@newportgulls.com. Our all-volunteer crew strives to produce the highest quality broadcast possible, and we want to know how we're doing. Be a part of Newport Gulls broadcast and let us know what you think by sending an email to broadcast@newportgulls.com. The Newport Gulls Broadcast Network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on YourView New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/NewportGulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/NewportGulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews. The Newport. Whether you're an island resident or just visiting, the fastest way to get to the Cape and Islands is by taking the New England League's preferred partner, the Steamship Authority Ferry. Visit steamshipauthority.com for more information.
Sam Fabry will go back out for his 5th inning of work. It'll be Cal Perillo, Spencer Smith, and Peter Ceruto. Fabry gets ready. He steps off. He gets the signs from Loda. And the pitch home to Perillo. That's the first pitch strike on the off-speed pitch, and it's quickly 0-1 to the Rhode Island College first baseman.
We did just get a look at the bullpen here on our monitor. It is Reed Easterly that's warming up for Mystic.
That one bounces away, and it's 1-1. Easterly, a freshman out of Yale. The Yale Bulldog has pitched against these Newport Gulls on the season, right here at Gardines as well. The 1-1 skips in the dirt, 2-1.
You know, it's a positive development to see Perillo being so selective, a guy who only walked 9 times in 145 at-bats this spring at Rhode Island College.
The 2-1 pitch from the Yukon Husky is hit towards shortstop, and it'll bounce into center field. So a leadoff single for Cal Perillo here in the bottom of the 5th.
And when you haven't gotten a lot of strikes at the plate in Cal Perillo, he gets a really, really, really good pitch to hit over the heart of the plate. And just perfect piece of hitting, not trying to do too much with it. Gets jammed a little bit, but hits it in a perfect spot. And that looks like we'll call the hand of Phil Orby.
I mean, it's kind of interesting that if it was going to be this kind of quick of a pull here in the 5th, that Easterly did not just start the inning, but it was a righty to start it off, and now they will go to a left-handed hitter in Spencer Smith. It will be a call to the bullpen for the Mystic Schooners when we come back on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Newport Gulls Broadcast Network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on YourView New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/Newport Gulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews. The New England League is the most competitive brand of amateur wooden bat summer baseball in the country. With 14 teams located in all 6 New England states and over 150 Major League Baseball alumni, the league entertains our region for 2 months every summer. Student athletes from all over the country descend upon the region's most scenic communities to offer summer baseball at its finest. Now celebrating over a quarter of a century of excellence, the New England League continues to transcend communities and give the best student athletes from across the country a chance at their dream. For current team information, rosters, and schedules, visit NECBL.com. The New England League. Keep your eye on the dream. The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Tuesday, August 3rd, when the 2021 New England League playoffs begin. And this year, the postseason field is bigger than ever. All 14 teams will qualify for the 2021 NECBL playoffs, starting with a single elimination wildcard round and a first-round bye for the first-place team. The winning teams will meet in best-of-3 series for the divisional semifinals and finals. And then, the last 2 teams standing will match up in the best-of-3 NECBL Championship Series to compete for the league title and the right to hoist the Fay Vincent Senior Cup. We'll see you in August for the start of the 2021 postseason.
A call to the bullpen for the Mystic Schooners here in the bottom of the 5th. It will be the left-hander out of Caddy, Texas, and Yale University, Reed Easterly. 2-1 on the season, a 6.61 ERA in 16.1 innings of work. His last time out was July 20th at Ocean State. That's a fouled off there by Spencer Smith, and it's 0-1. Perillo is on the line. It'll be the final batter on the base path for Sam Favre.
Yeah, Newport was able to get a little bit of a rally against him last time they were here. Tagged for 4 earned runs. Of course, Newport had 4 runs. Newport had 5 unanswered runs in that game before Faga came into play.
The pitch in there for a called strike on the outside corner, and it's 0-2. And for Easterly, in his last 3 outings, he's gone 4 innings, 2 2/3, and 2 2/3. So he'll look to eat up a couple innings here at Cardines for Mystic. The pitch. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. Smith saying it wasn't, and he goes down as a victim by the strikeout.
Yeah, really painted that corner with the curveball on the inside part. Tough call, could have gone one way or the other, and a very difficult pitch if you're a hitter to do a lot with, because it's curved and it's not in the zone, and then it falls in, and if it is in the zone, it really gets you in on the hands a little bit. Good pitch selection there from Easterly.
So Easterly pitches home now, and that's a swing and a miss there to Peter Cerruto. Pitch went around in the dirt, but an off-speed pitch fooled Cerruto.
And if I'm not mistaken, that's just the 2nd strikeout by this Newport Gulls offense tonight.
Both looking as well.
Perillo takes his lead, and the pitch. You call that a ball?
I think so.
Okay.
Looked like a pretty good pitch.
Looked like a pretty good pitch.
Might have been a little bit down.
All right, so it's a 1-1 on the count. Here to Cerruto. Easterly gets set. Looks over to first and stretches. Bounces in the dirt. Nice job there by Loda to keep it in front of him.
That one was definitely down.
I would agree with that one.
Well, we're just broadcasters. We don't know, right?
Hey, I umped some Little League games last summer.
There you go.
Did you?
All right.
How many guys did you throw out?
None, thankfully.
The 2-1. Hit toward shortstop. Luthner gets it. Tosses it over. Kirkpatrick can't hold on to it. So an E4 there by Sam Kirkpatrick. A fielder error for the Schooners. Their 3rd of the night. And it puts runners on 1st and 2nd for Mystic.
That's just a classic case of not focusing on getting that first out, trying to do too much, trying to make a great turn on that play. Just focus on getting that first out before anything else.
Yeah, for sure. Kirkpatrick trying to come up big to end this inning for Mystic, but It was a good job there by Luthner to stop it going into center field. So now I'll bring up Joe Foran, a man who made a play of his own back in the top half of this inning. That one hit off his guard, or the shoulder perhaps, and that will load the bases. So an inning continues of mishaps, and Zach, we're about getting to that point of this game where one team gets a big inning.
Well, it has happened in the middle innings in, let's see, 3 of the 4 games here at Cardines Field this year in the Narragansett Bay Insurance Cup. And you couldn't be looking back at Kirkpatrick trying to be a bit of a hero there, trying to rip one out of the Brandon Phillips book, but trying to barehand a tough play really could make things interesting here.
Pitch down low to Connor Kiley. He had a walk and went around all the way to third back in the 4th inning.
You know, John, I bet Fortin wished he could say that caught him off a guard. I think it caught him square on the shoulder.
Ooh, the pitch fouled off, 1-1. Gets off the screen and bounces right off a chair in the dugout for the Gulls. Kenny Oyama is on deck for the Gulls if this inning does continue. Easterly gets set on the mound and he pitches home. This one fouled. Not sure where it went exactly, but it must have went behind home plate because then Kenny Oyama picked it up off the ground. 1-2 count here to Connor Kiley as Easterly looking to get himself out of this jam. Corners are playing infield playing back and through the middle. This one hit up the middle. Kirkpatrick gets it, tosses it over in time. Oh, he's going to be safe. He's going to be safe on the throw, and that is an RBI to Connor Kiley as Cal Perillo comes home.
Yeah, hit softly up the middle, and it was going to be very, very tough to turn to. You got an outfielder in Kiley running down the line. Really good hustle, and it keeps this inning going, and more importantly, brings home that second run for Newport.
So fielder's choice there to Connor Kiley. 2-0 Newport. Kenny Oyama up. Runners on the corners. The pitch home. Shows bunt, but brings it back. And it's 1-0.
And this is the luxury of basically having a second leadoff hitter in the ninth spot. You think, okay, we're at the bottom of the order. Well, you're looking at a guy who has led off the majority of the games that he's played here this summer.
And he certainly does have some speed. He can throw Mystic off guard with perhaps a suicide squeeze if he gets the signs once again. The 1-0. Oyama has to step back as that one is inside and tight, and it's 2-0.
And this is another situation where I wouldn't be too shocked to see Kiley on the move, Oyama at the plate. 2-0 count here. He's probably going to get a good pitch to hit.
So a 2-0 count coming up. Infield playing in, and the pitch. Strike. 2-1.
Yeah, it's something we saw Crossan do when Walsh was at third, and when Ceruto was at the plate, he didn't even warrant a throw.
Yeah.
So if you're Newport, you could try to take advantage of the situation and move another runner into scoring position.
So a 2-1 count coming up. And the pitch. Fouled off. Goes all the way to the left side of this field and out of play.
Yeah, Kiley has not attempted a stolen base yet this year, but he is 20 for 21 in his collegiate career at Stonehill. And as I mentioned before, 18 for 18 earlier this spring.
A 2-2 pitch from Easterly, runner going. Strike 3 call to Kenny Oyama. But the Newport Gulls do tack on 1 run in the inning on a fielder's choice by Connor Kiley. It scored Cal Perillo, who began this inning on a single. We'll head to the 6th inning, 2-0 Newport here at Cardines.
The Newport Gulls Broadcast Network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on Your View New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/Newport Gulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews. The New England League is the most competitive brand of amateur wooden bat summer baseball in the country. With 14 teams located in all 6 New England states and over 150 Major League Baseball alumni, the league entertains our region for 2 months every summer. Student athletes from all over the country descend upon the region's most scenic communities to offer summer baseball at its finest. Now celebrating over a quarter of a century of excellence, the New England League continues to transcend communities and give the best student athletes from across the country a chance at their dream. For current team information, rosters, and schedules, visit necbl.com. The New England League. Keep your eye on the dream. The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Tuesday, August 3rd, when the 2021 New England League playoffs begin. And this year, the postseason field is bigger than ever. All 14 teams will qualify for the 2021 NECBL playoffs, starting with a single elimination wildcard round and a first-round bye for the first-place team. The winning teams will meet in best-of-3 series for the divisional semifinals and finals.
And we welcome you back here to Newport, Rhode Island. Brendan Cummings getting ready to start off the 5th inning. No, the sixth inning for Mystic. My apologies. So that's a ball down low. Burwich back out there for the 6th. And he's already, once again, with the 1-0. Ball up, 2-0.
Yeah, and really has earned that spot back on the mound thanks to his command behind here, but coming into this inning, 44 strikes, 17 balls.
This one away, 3-0, and Cumming is 1 pitch away from extending his on-base streak to 28. The pitch. That's a strike. And hopefully that is not a broadcaster's jinx, as I was giving that little tidbit. The 3-1-2 coming. This one hit and down left field line, but it will go foul and out of play. And I think from the reaction of the Schooners bullpen, might have hit a car? I don't know. But a 3-2 pitch coming up. Swing and a miss. And the broadcaster's jinx does come back to haunt once again, and there's one out.
That is nasty from Berkwich. After falling behind 3-0, you're just looking at a guy that has so much confidence on the mound. Went to that fastball, blew it right by Cumming, and I'll tell you what, few starts have been more impressive this entire summer than what we are witnessing from Nelson Berkwich.
And that brings up Addison Kopak now, and held back on that one as it's a first pitch ball.
As we can see from our monitor, whole Newport Gulls dugout on the edge of their seat watching as well.
The 1-0. In their first strike,
Guys,
1-1.
I've timed up from the moment Berkwich catches the ball on the mound, the throwback from Ceruto, to when he delivers the pitch. A couple of times, 7 seconds.
The 1-1 away, 2-1.
I mean, talk about catching it and throwing it right back.
I mean, he doesn't even have to worry about getting a grip. It just comes to him. As the 2-1 comes in and ball outside. That's pretty impressive, though, just to be able to get set back on the mound and just fire it. He's finding himself for sure here tonight as the 3-1 coming to Kopak. Fouled off the wood along the third base line, and it's 3-2.
And I'm telling you, that fast pace on the mound is definitely disrupting the pace of a lot of the Mystic Schooners hitters at the plate.
The 3-2 payoff pitch to Kopak, hit towards shortstop, and Smith can't come underneath it. So we'll see if that goes in as an error or a hit, and it should go in as an error.
Yeah, John, I don't know about how many times the ball goes through your legs that's not ruled an error.
Yeah.
Well, it got good contact, but yeah, that's a play that, a fielder typically makes, right?
Yeah,
right through the 5 hole, as we say in hockey.
They put an error on the board for that. So Kopak reaches it, and that brings up Chris Brito, who represents the tying run. The pitch. This one drilled, and that one will skip past the people on the porch.
Went right up in there into that top deck, actually.
And they're pretty fired up to get a souvenir. Yep, there you go.
Souvenir for sure. An 0-1 count here to Brito now as Kopak takes his lead. Perlow holding him on. The pitch home. Swing and a miss. A big swing there for Chris Brito, and it's 0-2.
I mean, kudos to Berkwich. Doesn't even bat an eye at that error at short. Comes right back on the mound and is firing.
Got to control the controllables.
The 0-2 pitch coming from Berkwich. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout on the night. Second of the inning. And there's 2 outs.
That's number 9 for Berkwich. He is 1 away from tying the season high for Newport, set by Kellen Tullio against the Danbury Westerners. And that was a fantastic outing. That was the only time a Newport pitcher has hit 10 in 4 years, and Berkwich trying to do the same here.
Well, that brings up Barry Walsh now. He had a double his last time up. It hit off the banners as runners going. Hit, and this one will get down into right field. Kopak didn't know where it was, if it was fair or foul. Throw to second, and it's going to be in time. So base running issue for the Mystic Schooners comes to haunt them here in the top of the 6th. Kopak thought it was a foul ball, but it was fair, and then Walsh was thrown out on second on the throw. And they'll go into the bottom of the 6th, down 2-0.
The Newport Gulls broadcast network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on Your View New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/Newport Gulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews. The New England League is the most competitive brand of amateur wooden bat summer baseball in the country. With 14 teams located in all 6 New England states and over 150 Major League Baseball alumni, the league entertains our region for 2 months every summer. Student athletes from all over the country descend upon the region's most scenic communities to offer summer baseball at its finest. Now celebrating over a quarter of a century of excellence, the New England League continues to transcend communities and give the best student athletes from across the country a chance at their dream. For current team information, rosters, and schedules, visit NECBL.com.
And welcome back to Cardines Field, as Berkwich's night might have been done. As he walks over to the bullpen to meet his other pitching staff in a very impressive outing for the Vanderbilt Commodore. But it'll be Sam Cochran to start off this inning. And that's a first pitch strike.
Yeah, it's Bo Baruti then swarming up for Newport. We'd expect to see him come into this game with, like you said, with Berkwich, his night likely over.
That's a swing and a miss. 0-2 quickly to Sam Cochran from Reed Easterly, who will look to keep this game where it's at. We talked about it during the inning break, that on a hit like that by Barry Walsh, that was one that Kopak should have scored easily on, but he missed something on the base pass as Cochran fouls that one off.
Yeah, a really confusing play by both Kopak and by Barry Walsh, because it's probably the best piece of contact in terms of a base that we've seen all night from Mystic, and he was pretty clearly out there at second base. I don't know if he underestimated how quickly Newport was going to be able to get that in.
The 0-2 didn't check his swing. The ball goes back to the backstop. 1-2. Just 1 of 5 games in the NECBL tonight. The pitch fouled off. Akoff almost made the one-handed grab, but the at-bat continues for Sam Cochran, the College of the Holy Cross College of Charleston outfielder. Just 1 of 2 games in the Southern Division tonight. The pitch This one hit up the middle, and that one will get through. A leadoff single for Sam Cochran, and he has 2 hits on the evening.
That's a really good piece of hitting. Rips it right back up the middle. It's what you want out of a leadoff hitter. That's textbook. And for Newport to try to get something cooking here in the 6th.
Yeah, it just goes to show you why Cochran really is probably more suitable for that leadoff spot as opposed to in the 3-hole where he batted for a large portion of this season. Much better at getting on base as opposed to hitting for extra base power.
Well, I'll bring up Chase Akoff, who has reached base safely in all 3 of his trips to the plate. Cochran takes his lead in the pitch home. Ball. And it's 1-0. Must have just missed the strike zone once again there for the home plate umpire. The other game in the NECBL Southern Division is Ocean State and Valley at at Old Mountain Field. 6-4 Waves at the top of the 6th. As that one's in there for a strike, 1-1. Easterly shakes the signs off of Loda. Looks over to first, and the pitch. Hit toward shortstop. Luthner gets it. Tosses it over. Kirkpatrick not in time to make the double play once again. But they do get the lead runner out at second, and there's 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th.
Well, notice how Kirkpatrick opted to use the glove on that play. I don't think he was going to risk going to the bare hand after botching one in the previous inning.
Yeah, especially as we get later in this game, all these last innings of this game being a little bit more important for the Mystic Schooners. And that brings up Matt Wood. The pitch, hit towards third. Crossing gets it, throws over Kirkpatrick. Not in time as the throw sails away from DiLoretto. So another fielder's choice for the Mystic Schooners. A nice play there by Danny Crossan.
Yeah, and that one, the first one, like we saw, was going to be nearly impossible to turn to. That one, if you're Mystic, you'd like to have a 5-4-3 in that situation with how hard it was hit. But Matt Wood hustling down the line. A good throw, a throw that's just accurate. Likely is the 3rd out there.
The pitch to Perillo. In there for a strike, 0-1. He had a single and came around to score last inning. An 0-1 count from Easterly. He looks over to first, and the pitch. Bounces, this one gets away from Loda. No throw to second, and Wood will get second base. A wild pitch there. Allows the Nittany Lion to get an extra 90 feet away, 90 feet closer to home plate. 1-1 pitch from Easterly. Swung and miss, and it's 1-2. Good off-speed pitch there from Reed as he will look for the 3rd out. Now here in the bottom of the 6th. Look back at second and the pitch. Fouled and got a piece of him, and it will go behind home plate.
Good job by Perillo to battle here. He's put up good at-bats all night, as I mentioned before. Single and 2 walks, 3 times on base total already in this ballgame.
So a 1-2 pitch coming here in the bottom of the 6th. Easterly looking for a scoreless inning of relief to keep this a 2-0 Newport lead. The pitch. This one gets past Loda, and Wood will get 3rd. So Sam Loda not being a big wall back for the Mystic Schooners here tonight. 2 wild pitches have gone past him in just this inning.
You know, it's interesting. Wood didn't actually get the best jump on that ball, even though it got back to the backstop. As Zach mentioned before, not a whole lot of foul ground here. If Loda springs up and turns, he might have a chance to get Wood at 3rd.
So a 2-2 pitch from Easterly. Fouled, and this inning will continue. Seems it got off the kneecap of Perillo.
That was a really strange foul ball there.
Yeah.
Seemed to nick off the end of the bat. Perillo way out in front of it, just sticks the bat out, hits it right off the end, and hits him right off the mid-leg. Not sure if it did get him on the knee or not.
So a 2-2 count.
Looked like the shin.
2-2 count coming again. To Cal Perillo from Reed Easterly. A Yale Bulldog gets set and fires home. He went all the way around, the first base umpire says, and that'll be the 3rd out of this inning. The Gulls do leave a runner in scoring position at third. A scoreless inning for Reed Easterly keeps this a 2-0 Newport lead going into the 7th. When we come back, Zach Letson will take over the play-by-play duties for innings 7 through 9. Mystic down. They look to continue their fight here at Cardines.
Fans, the NECBL's broadcast network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, as well as your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8, purchase a weekly subscription for $20, a monthly pass for $40, or an all-season pass for $80. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule. Franklin Sports is proud to be the official batting glove of the New England League. This summer, the NECBL and its 14 organizations join over 200 major leaguers by wearing custom Franklin batting gloves as members of the Franklin family. To design your own custom pair of batting gloves, visit franklinsports.com and join the fam. Franklin is the official batting glove of the New England League. Whether you're an island resident or just visiting, the fastest way to get to the Cape and Islands is by taking the New England League's preferred partner, the Steamship Authority Ferry. Visit steamshipauthority.com for more information. Zephyr is the official on-field cap of the NECBL. Also known as the Z-Hats, Zephyr is the authentic college hat with a loyal following of those who only wear the Z. Zephyr makes hats for over 800 colleges and channels that same energy and creativity into building custom hats of all types for pro sports teams, clothing brands, and companies everywhere.
Top of the 7th at Cardines Field, 2-0 Newport on top, and the day is finally done for Nelson Berkwich. What a day it was. They'll hand things over to Bo Baruti out of the bullpen. First arm for Newport, 0-1 with a 3.60 ERA, making his 8th appearance. He's pitched in 10 innings, and last pitched in Game 2 of the doubleheader on the road against the Danbury Westerners. Went 2 2/3 innings and struck out 4 without allowing any earned runs. He faces the middle part of the Mystic order, Danny Crossan, Corey DiLoretto, and Stanton Luthner.
You just saw there on that first pitch, his pitches go up and they come right in, a real nice roller coaster.
The 12-6 curveball, as they call it. But so Bruni comes into this game. We'd be remiss if we didn't talk about the day for Nelson Berkwich, who went 6 innings, giving up just 4 hits and 9 strikeouts for the Vanderbilt Commodore, who was in control all night long and in line for the win, with Newport up 2-0.
I mean, now for Mystic, you're trying to chip away and just put good at-bats here through the later half of these innings in this game to make this a game. It's still unreachable, still very reachable.
Nasty curveball drops in there for a strike. It's 2-2 now. For Crossan, he reached on a walk in the 4th inning. That is the only walk tonight, excuse me. And he swings and drives this one into deep left. Connor Kiley is back to make the play right in front of the wall. 1 gone.
That's a good rip again there by Crossan, and he just got underneath that. But Kiley, big catch to begin this inning, I should say, rather.
Yeah, Crossan, a guy who's going to put some big swings on the ball, has hit his fair share of long balls this summer after showing a lot of gap power this past spring. Has really tapped into more of that home run power.
Brings up Corey DiLoretto, who has one of the 4 Mystic hits tonight. Rips this back up the middle. Diving stop by Acuff to his feet. Over to first. Oh, yeah. Chase Acuff with a web gem.
What a play there by the second baseman, Chase Acuff. Diving all the way through and takes a hit away. That's what the kind of defensive plays you want in the later half of this game to keep a 2-0 lead.
Fantastic play from a Newport defense that has had a great night, one of their better nights here this season. Looking for what would be their second shutout. Of course, a lot of baseball left in the top of the 7th with 2 down for the shortstop, Stanton Luthner. Looks at strike number 1.
That 12-6 curveball is just absolutely nasty out of here, Birdie.
Goes with some speed that time and catches the zone. It's 0-2. This is his first appearance against the Mystic Schooners this year, despite making his 8th on the year overall. 0-2. Down and away. It's 1-2 the count to the shortstop, who grounded into what was a big 6-4-3 double play in the second inning and grounded out a 5-3 putout in the 5th.
You know, Brody, a guy you'd like to see on a mound in a close game like this where one swing can change the entire game. Only 1 home run given up in 40 2/3 innings at the University of Rhode Island.
1-2 is away. It's 2-2. Has settled in nicely for Newport. He gave up 3 earned runs in his first appearance against the Ocean State Waves. Since then, in the last 8 innings, just 1 earned run. And only 2 hits given up in that span as well. This one comes in and hits Luthner right on the arm on the fastball. So there's the first base runner against Brody here.
I'm sure that one hurt a little bit more to Luthner not having one of those elbow guards to protect him. And it puts the runner on the base pass in not a way that you wanted a runner to get put on the base pass, but for Loda, this is a big opportunity to either get a hit or continue this inning and put it to Kirkpatrick. Especially a 90 mile per hour fastball. Right to your
first pitch to the catcher. Went back to the curveball, and why not? In there for a strike. Two 2-0 ball game as Brody looks to finish off the top of the 7th inning. Got us to stretch time. As Luthner off and going, ran on the curveball. Good throw down from Ceruto. Close play and just safe is Stanton Luthner. A close play at second base. Got a good jump and slid around the tag, and it's what looks like what Chase Acuff's having a laugh about over there. A little bit of a swim move from Luthner allows him to get to second.
Almost a bang play. Nice throw there by Ceruto, though, right on the dart.
Not a big call in a close game here. In a 2-0 ball game. With Loda the tying run at the plate and the potential first run for Mystic standing in scoring position. Pair of backwards Ks for Loda tonight. 1-1. Fastball hit right back to the fence. It's one of 10 strikeouts in this Mystic lineup tonight. 9 by Berkwich. 1 short of a season high by the entire Newport Gulls, but in his 3rd start with the team has really impressed here this summer. 1-2. Just misses on the curveball. I think the entire Newport Gulls outfield, infield, pitcher, we're ready to get back to the dugout.
Yeah, it certainly fooled it. And for Loda, I'm surprised he didn't swing at that. A really close pitch there, especially on a 1-2.
Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs in the 7th. Back to the curveball. It just misses again. And now we've gone full.
And now for Loda, this is a good at-bat. You've worked it to a full count, seen pitches, you fouled off 1, and you're showing that you're patient looking for your pitch at the strike in the strike zone with a runner on second.
Mystic looking for their first run. Payoff. Fastball upstairs. Just the second walk tonight for the Mystic. Schooners keeps this inning going and puts the tying run on base.
Yeah, and not all that shocking to see Broody struggling a little bit with his control. This is a guy who led up 30 walks in 40 2/3 career innings.
So now,
at URI.
Sorry to cut you off there at the end, but we're going to pitch hitter here now, and there'll be Tucker Flint coming up for Mystic, and when they go into the inning, I would assume that Flynn will go play left field, and that moves Kopak to second base. Perhaps a little bit more of a defensive kind of substitution, but also get a power hitter off the bench for Mystic.
Pitching coach Greg Zackerson out to talk to Broody on the mound. After what looked to be smooth sailing, first two batters, a fly out to left and a strikeout to Corey DiLoreno, but a hit by pitch to Stanton Luthner. And he steals second, and now load of walks to really don't have to put a lot together to make a rally, a really threatening rally in what's just a 2-0 ballgame.
Yeah, it's really reachable for Mystic, and it could be off one of the bat, a swing of a bat, as we've been talking about. And for Flynn, he hopes to be that one to give that swing and find ground for two runners on the base paths now for Mystic.
Well, a good bat to go to off the bench, and Tucker Flint played here last summer at Cardines Field and the Newport Collegiate Baseball League, and led that league in home runs with 4. Of course, you'd say 4. Well, it was only a 16-game season. But for Flynn, who arrived late for the Mystic Schooners, has played a lot since getting to Mystic. And this is 27th game with the team. He represents the go-ahead run with Luthner at second, Loda at first. First pitch is down low for Broody, ball 1.
And even for Mystic, you're trying to see that if Flynn can work a walk, because he does lead Mystic in walks on the season, 20-plus walks for Mystic, and then it turns over the lineup for a hitter that, though he hasn't gotten a hit tonight, he can find hits no matter what the part of the game.
1-0 pitch in a similar location, misses again. It's 2-0. In danger of a second walk here for Broody, and danger of loading the bases for a man on deck that you don't want to load the bases too. And Brennan coming. 2-0. Fastball this time, it's in the zone on the lower part of the dish. Big strike for Broody, 2-1.
That's a huge pitch for Broody. A nice bounce back strike there, right on the down and inside corner after throwing a lot of balls, struggling with his control. Nice bounce back pitch.
2-1. Went to the fastball, but it misses upstairs to Tucker Flint. It's 3 balls and 1 strike.
That's a big hold there for Flynn, and 9 out of 10 times that's a pitch that he probably will swing at because it's right close to where his sweet spot, but knowing that he has to work a really good at bat and try to get on base no matter what way is going to be important.
3-1 is down in the dirt for ball number 4. Back-to-back walks for the Mystic Schooners. After 1 walk through 6 2/3 innings, they now have 2 walks here to the last 2 batters, and the tying run is in scoring position for one of the hottest hitters in the NECBL, Brendan Cumming.
Now, if you're the Newport Gulls, you almost have to imagine you'd be looking to get somebody warmed up, hopefully in the game sometime soon. I think Ceruto's going to go out there and try and buy some time.
Not a betting man, but I'd have to agree with that sentiment. For Cumming, a guy who has hits in his last 12 games, and if you're Newport, might not want to think of it this way, but maybe a guy who's due 0 for 3 today. As we do get a look at the bullpen, it's Daniel Colwell from UCLA who gets loose for the goals. But for now, this is Bo Broody's game and jam to work out of, or is it? Maybe I've spoken a little too soon. Kevin Winrow now heads out and is pointing in the direction of the bullpen to potentially take the ball here from Bo Broody. As the infield trots in, Peter Ceruto goes to the mound, and the umpire makes the motion over to the bullpen. Daniel Cole will be the new Newport pitcher. We'll have more for you on the other side. Bases loaded for Mystic in the top of the 7th. 2-0 Newport on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
The New England League is the most competitive brand of amateur wooden bat summer baseball in the country. With 14 teams located in all 6 New England states and over 150 Major League Baseball alumni, the league entertains our region for 2 months every summer. Student athletes from all over the country descend upon the region's most scenic communities to offer summer baseball at its finest. Now celebrating over a quarter of a century of excellence, the New England League continues to transcend communities and give the best student athletes from across the country a chance at their dream. For current team information, rosters, and schedules, visit NECBL.com. The New England League. Keep your eye on the dream. The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Tuesday, August 3rd, when the 2021 New England League playoffs begin. And this year, the postseason field is bigger than ever. All 14 teams will qualify for the 2021 NECBL playoffs, starting with a single elimination wildcard round and a first-round bye for the first-place team. The winning teams will meet in best-of-3 series for the divisional semifinals and finals. And then, the last 2 teams standing will match up in the best-of-3 NECBL Championship Series to compete for the league title and the right to hoist the Fay Vincent Senior Cup. We'll see you in August for the start of the 2021 postseason. Whether you're an island resident or just visiting, the fastest way to get to the Cape and Islands is by taking the New England League's preferred partner, the Steamship Authority Ferry. Visit steamshipauthority.com for more information.
Bases loaded in a 2-run game here in the top of the 7th inning, and Kevin Winterode calls to the bullpen. Daniel Colwell is the new pitcher for Newport, making his 8th appearance. The UCLA Bruin out of Berkeley, California, has a 5.40 ERA in 13 1/3 innings, an ERA that's a little inflated because of a tough first outing when he went 2/3 of an inning. But it was against the Mystic. Schooners gave up 4 earned runs on 3 hits. As Brendan Cumming, the first batter, he faces, hits this out of play and up into that house again. Or no, they lost it.
I think they might have lost it.
You just hate to see that.
Yeah, you really do. But, I mean, for Cumming, not surprised that he swung at the first pitch there. Aggressive hitter, and he knows he can be a hero here. And for Michigan, you're kind of hoping that taking that switch of a new pitcher on the mound going to favor Cumming here on a lefty versus righty.
12-game hitting streak and 27-game on-base streak on the line. Looks at ball 1 there. He has not reached base tonight. 0 for 3, pair of pop-ups and a swinging strikeout for the very dangerous hitter, a man hitting .433 coming into this game. Saw him in the outfield here at Cardines Field last Sunday in the All-Star game. Now this, the biggest at-bat he has had at Cardines Field this year. As this pitch skips in the dirt, a good stop from Ceruto doesn't give Luthner any ideas to try to run home.
And for Mystic, you've left a total of 4 runners on base here tonight, and that's a low number because Berkwich was dealing you, but now you got to take advantage that he's not longer on the mound, and you have bases loaded now in this inning. Just down 2-0, very reachable game still.
Two-1 with 2 outs here in the 7th. The pitch. It's driven the other way, but it goes foul again in a similar spot.
Yeah, Colwell really a tailor-made so-called fireman, a reliever you bring into a jam that hopefully gets you out of it. Throws strikes, limits hard contact, only gave up 1 home run in 27 innings pitched for UCLA this spring, only 8 walks in 27 innings.
16 strikeouts to 5 walks this summer with the Newport Gulls. Looking for 1 more strike here to strand the bases loaded in the 7th. 2-2. Just outside. A Newport Gulls crowd that wanted it. A Newport Gulls team that I have to say probably wanted it too. But instead, it gets ever so more dramatic.
Ever so more dramatic. A big moment here for Cumming, but a good pitch to look and take there. But a big 3-2 coming up.
3 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Tying run on second. The pitch. Chopped on the left side, fielded by Smith. Running in, makes a charging play over to first. Scooped by Perillo's in time. A great play by the Newport Gulls at the absolute perfect time. Keeps Mystic off the board and keeps this a 2-0 lead for the home side. We head to the home half of the 7th. Time to stretch here at Guardians Field. 2-0 Gulls on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
The Newport Gulls Broadcast Network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on YourView New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/Newport Gulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews. The New England League is the most competitive brand of amateur wooden bat summer baseball in the country. With 14 teams located in all 6 New England states and over 150 Major League Baseball alumni, the league entertains our region for 2 months every summer. Student athletes from all over the country descend upon the region's most scenic communities to offer summer baseball at its finest. Now celebrating over a quarter of a century of excellence, the New England League continues to transcend communities and give the best student athletes from across the country a chance at their dream. For current team information, rosters, and schedules, visit NECBL.com. The New England League. Keep your eye on the dream. The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Tuesday, August 3rd, when the 2021 New England League playoffs begin. And this year, the postseason field is bigger than ever. All 14 teams will qualify for the 2021 NECBL playoffs, starting with a single elimination wildcard round and a first-round bye for the first-place team. The winning teams will meet in best-of-3 series for the divisional semifinals and finals. And then, the last 2 teams standing will match up in the best-of-3 NECBL Championship Series to compete for the league title and the right to hoist the Fay Vincent Senior Cup. We'll see you in August for the start of the 2021 postseason.
Just about every Newport Gull out on their feet, on the dugout, and one has been a fun one, a nail-biter here at Guardians Field. It's 2-0 in favor of the home side here at the City by the Sea, and a very stressful end, but a big end to the inning for the Newport Gulls. Mystic had the bases loaded for their best hitter, Brendan Cumming, able to get him to ground into a inning-ending 6-3 putout. And the man who made that play at the shortstop position starts things off here in Newport's half of the 7th, Spencer Smith.
Yeah, that's an opportunity for Mystic that this might come back to bite them. They had an opportunity to either tie this game or break it open.
And we must mention the scoop, the pick from Cal Perillo.
Yes.
If that bounces out of his glove, you're maybe looking at a tie game, depending on the carom, with the tying run on second and running with 2 outs.
Absolutely, and like we said, we hinted that Kopak did move over to second for Mystic, and Tucker Flint is back out in left field.
Well, a rising fastball from Reed Easterly gets Smith to chase there as 1 away.
Also, fans, if anyone lost a phone in the men's bathroom, please come claim it at the main gate.
Brings up the catcher, Peter Ceruno, who was hit by a pitch his last time up. And I have to think, probably not too much of a fan of getting hit by pitches. Looks at ball number 1. Now, you say, well, Zach, I don't think anyone's a fan of getting hit by pitches. Well, for Peter Ceruno, he was hit 3 times on Saturday against Bristol as the 1-0 comes in upstairs. And before that, a more important piece of information, was hit in the head by a fastball, an injury that sidelined him. And yeah, someone who I would feel like wouldn't be the happiest. Made a joke to him, asked if he'd charge the mound if he was hit again by a pitch. And well, you'd have to think, what does he have to do to not get plunked, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, especially you never want to get hit, but especially in the head. And it's good that he's back on his 2 feet.
Well, it looks at a strike there finally from Easterly. It's 3-1 now.
Yeah, for Mystic, you're trying to get Easterly to finish this inning and then perhaps throw 1 or 2 more in this game.
Fastball comes in upstairs. Ball number 4 to Peter Cerruto, who reaches for the second time today. Brings up Joe Fortin, who reached on a fielder's choice in the 5th, but was robbed in the 4th thanks to a great defensive play by the second baseman Sam Kirkpatrick.
Game Live is completely wrong. They have Fabry still pitching.
Yeah, it's well.
Yeah.
We got to figure out.
I'm trying to pull up the.
That's how Point Street goes sometimes. Great bunt from Joe Fortin. Will it stay fair? Oh no, it won't. Oh, we would have had a base hit there for Joe Fortin, and the grass was his enemy. It looked like the area where the grass met the dirt. There is a bit of a space there in terms of depth. So if it rolls from the grass to the dirt, it carries some momentum, and with it went just to the left of that left field line there. Third base line, should say.
Excellent lesson from Zach on the topography of this Cardines field infield.
It's incredible.
Well, you gotta describe it to the listeners, because you do see it sometimes. But here, especially down that third base line, it is a little more elevated. So if it hits the grass and then the dirt, very unlikely to stay fair. See if he scores around again. 0-1 coming to Fortin. Does not there on the curveball. It's 1-1.
Yeah, Fortin really lost the element of surprise after that first bunt drop down. You see Crossan now on the infield grass. Not going to sneak another one by him.
1-1. Skips in the dirt, and Loda's able to protect enough to keep Cerruto at bay. 2 runs on 5 hits for the Newport Gulls. No runs on 4 hits for Mystic to this point. In a game that has been chugging along on the bottom of the 8th inning. The 7th, excuse me. As Fortin swings and misses on this pitch, it's 2-2. Playing in his 13th game this summer, hitting .219 coming into tonight, 7 base hits, and nearly had an 8th if not for that nice defensive play. And after some time away from the team, is back, and it's been a big part of this lineup for Newport as he shoots this in the air right over the pitcher's mound. And Easterly gives way to Danny Crossan, who right on the rubber makes the catch.
That's a kind of a little bit of a sketchy kind of play. Like you have to keep your breath for a second as Crossan went back to make the catch while going down on the hill, but there's 2 outs nonetheless.
Yeah, good communication there by the infielders. Crossan calling both the pitcher and the first baseman off. They both backed off, and he made a tough play there right on top of the mound.
Brings up the 8-hitter Connor Kiley with 2 down and 1 on. Stonehill College outfielder looks at ball number 1. For Newport, got the scoring started in the first inning with 1, added 1 more in the 5th. It has been a pitcher's duel of pitcher's duels at Cardines Field. Tried holding up his swing that time, and they'll say that he did. It's 2-0 to Kiley, who reached on a walk in the 4th, also reached on a fielder's choice, and that is what brought Newport their 2nd run in the 5th. It was a close play, nearly a double play, but he hits this high in the air, and blooping into left field, it'll fall. Connor Kiley on base with his first hit tonight, and the 6th of the night for the Gulls.
Part of the reason why he hit .400 this spring at Stonehill. Just puts the bat on the ball, put it in play, and good things will happen.
Newport with a real opportunity to try to get some breathing room here for Kenny Oyama. Met with a big ovation here at Cardines Field, but before he can have a chance to bat, it'll be the pitching coach Dennis Long for the Mystic Schooners. Come out and give a chat to Reed Easterly.
I think right now you're just trying to see how you want to get this third out, and Oyama, you talked about it, you got to be worried about him at all costs, and especially he can lay down a bunt and make this a bases loaded kind of game with 2 outs in the 7th.
He's got 4 hits against the Mystic Schooners this year. Played in five games coming into tonight in the Narragansett Bay Insurance Cup. And a chance here to really give Newport some breathing room and some insurance. Couple of walks to Easterly, to Ceruto and to Kylan. Rather, one to Ceruto and a base hit to Kylan. First pitch to Oyama. Looks at ball number 1.
Yeah, a lot of times you would see this type of matchup left on left and be a little bit nervous about a strikeout here, but Oyama's the type of guy, like we said, is going to put the ball in play, look for him to look for something outside and kind of punch it between that hole between third and short.
Looks at this fastball that just misses, and it's 2-0 to the outfielder who's making the transition from Loyola Marymount University to UCLA, as he announced just a few days ago.
Good for him.
And well-deserved. A great year with the LMU Lions. And staying in Southern California. Looks at the fastball, comes in inside. Hit 330 this past year. Second on the team in that department. Led the team in doubles and on base percentage. And he can fly.
Oh, yeah.
Well, if you've come to Carnegie's Field, you've certainly seen that at one point or another. 2-1. Drives it back up the middle. This will fall for a base hit. Ceruto getting the wave around third. Cummings throw to the plate is cut off, and now Ceruto will run back to second. He had a big turn around that third base, and I was talking to Kevin Winter, a little bit of a laugh over there, but Newport playing it a little safe as Cummings comes up and throwing. The bases are loaded.
Yeah, I think you got to play it safe there, and even though there was 2 outs, it would have added another insurance run. But for Cummings, what a dart of a throw, and got it in there real quickly to make this bases loaded. Now you got to worry about Cochran, perhaps similar situation as that grand slam the other night.
Well, Mystic had the bases loaded in the top of this inning and could not convert. Can Newport convert? With their leadoff man, Sam Cochran, who looks at ball number 1. As he mentioned, came up in a big bases loaded spot and hit one out. Newport up 2-0, looking for some big insurance with Ceruto on third, Kylie on second, and Oyama on first. Hits this one high in the air into center field, caught on a line by Brendan Cumming to retire the side. This time, Brendan Cumming able to come in and make the catch to end the threat. Newport leaves the bases loaded, and let's keep it here on the NECBL broadcast network. I'll toss it over to Ryan Medeiros to give us another look around the NECBL.
Thank you very much, Zach. A lot of updates to go over around the league here. The North Adams Steeplecats are now beating the Sanford Mainers 6-2 in the 8th inning of that ball game. The Vermont Mountaineers have extended their lead to 7-0 over the Winnipesaukee Muskrats in the 7th inning of that ball game. The North Shore Navigators are down 5-1 against the Keene Swamp Bats in the 6th inning of that game. And the Ocean State Waves are still beating the Valley Blue Sox, but now it is 7-5, so still a close ball game there. Should be interesting to see for the Southern Division standings.
Very pivotal game. As we said, Mystic is a game behind Valley. Newport is 2 games behind Valley and 3.5 out. Of course, Newport will go to Mackenzie Stadium for their final scheduled doubleheader coming up here at this Saturday.
And we have a little score update now. The Waves extended their lead to 9-5 now.
Oh, wow.
So making things even more interesting.
I mean, it's a big game, and for Mystic, you got 2 games later this week against Valley, and then you also got a home game against Ocean State Waves on Wednesday. And talking about seedings, and it could be anything. A lot of different scenarios for a lot of teams.
Well, for Newport, their final scheduled day off in this regular season comes tomorrow. Then Wednesday, they are back home to play the Bristol Blues. Thursday, they make their last long road trip to Danbury to face the Westerners. Friday, back home against Ocean State for the final Gulls home game this year. A doubleheader Saturday against the Valley Blue Sox. And they close out the regular season on Sunday with a ferry trip to Martha's Vineyard. A few games against the top teams in the Southern Division that could have a lot of impact as we find out if Newport will be playing here to start the playoffs. Getting set for inning number 8, Daniel Colwell heads back out to the bump. And he relieved Bo Broody and got Newport out of the jam. Came in with 2 outs and the bases loaded and was able to get Brendan Cumming, the .400 hitter for the Mystic Schooners to ground down into a 6-3 putout to retire the threat. And we'll get 2, 3, and 4. And the Mystic Schooners lineup starting with the all-star left fielder, Addison Kopak. Kopak, Brito, and Barry Walsh due up for Mystic, who has been completely kept off the scoreboard. A 2-0 ball game here at Cardines Field. First pitch skips on the dirt from Colwell for ball 1.
Yeah, you'd love to see Colwell get this first guy out here, a guy who struggled to limit base runners thus far this summer. 15 hits in 13 and a third innings pitched.
As this pitch gets the zone, this is his third appearance against the Mystic Schooners. Had a tough initial performance in his first week, a week that he was dealing with tonsillitis, but then came back just 6 days later and was big against the Mystic Schooners, going 2 innings, giving up just 1 run. It was unearned, and giving up just 2 hits, striking out 3 in what was a 4-2 victory for Newport at the Shipyard.
Kopak reached on that error we talked about in the 6th, but other than that, at the top of the lineup for Mystic has been retired, and on the season, 17 hits combined coming in. Kopak
Swings and misses at the 1-2. Sit him down for strike 3. First K for Daniel Colwell. There's 1 gone.
And that's something we've seen from Colwell this summer that we didn't see a whole lot of in his time at UCLA. There's only 23 strikeouts and 27 innings pitched to UCLA, 16 in 13 1/3 this summer, add the 17th one to that tonight.
As the third punch out of the All-Star Addison Kopak, one of the more impressive nights for this Newport pitching staff, and doing it against a Mystic lineup that features 3 All-Stars in the top 4 of their order between Cumming, Kopak, and Walsh that have all been struck out at one point or another tonight. Chris Brito is the batter, and he flies the 0-1 out of play. It's 0-2. Had the first Mystic hit of the night on a double, but has struck out twice since then, swinging in the 4th and 6th innings. And that 6th was when Mystic had one of their bigger opportunities. As this pitch comes in upstairs, Kopak was one of the players part of what looked like a puzzling play, looked like a double off the bat for Barry Walsh. But both Kopak and Walsh misread it, and Walsh was thrown out.
I mean, it might come back to bite them, and we're getting later in this game where it looks like the odds of that happening is good.
A swing and a miss for Brito for strike 3. How about back-to-back Ks for Colwell to get things started here in inning number 8. That is a Newport pitching staff up to 13 strikeouts on the night. 9 for Berkwich, 1 for Broody, and I'll beg your pardon, that would be 12. 9 for Berkwich, 1 for Broody, and 2 now for Daniel Colwell, who faces the All-Star outfielder Barry Walsh, and he hits the first pitch. It'll find its way into the street.
Yeah, I think now for Mystic, you're going to try to swing at quick pitches if they look good for you, and just try to get something going. You have 4 hits on the night, 3 errors. Both of your runs you've given up, they are unearned against your pitching staff, and this is a game that perhaps should not be 2-0, but it should be either 2-1 or 2-2.
Yeah, and if you're Daniel Colwell, if you learned anything from Berkwich's performance tonight, it's to throw strikes, and good results will happen.
Going to strike out the side, 0-2. Just a touch outside of the outfielder, and things will stay alive here for the moment. To Barry Walsh, who is the only Mystic Schooner that can say he's had multiple hits tonight, as half of Mystic's hits with the double in the 4th and the single with that wild play in the 6th. 1-2. Just missed on a curveball outside, and he'll get a big grin from Daniel Colwell, who thought he had him.
Yeah, that pitch has not really been called all night. I know the fans have been wanting it.
Has been consistent with that, to your point, behind the plate. Deuce is wild now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. The pitch. Shot in the air and out of play. I'll do it again. This pitch an inning full to this point after coming in with 2 outs in the 7th. After getting that ground out, has struck out the first 2 batters here into a good part of this lineup, trying to get the cleanup guy to strike out the side. 2-2. A very similar spot to that spot we were just talking about. And from 0-2, now to 3-2.
Yeah, good at batting. And this is a thing that's been happening throughout the entire season. When Walsh has 2 strikes on him, he either works a really nice at bat, he sees a lot of pitches down 0-2, or able to put one into play, and it's staying here to be true.
Here comes the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Daniel Colwell's fired up as he strikes out the side in the 8th. And Newport is 3 outs away from a victory. 2-0, they lead as we go to the home half of the 8th. We'll be right back on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Newport Gulls broadcast? Have a question, comment, or suggestion? Email broadcast@newportgulls.com. Our all-volunteer crew strives to produce the highest quality broadcast possible, and we want to know how we're doing. Be a part of Newport Gulls broadcast and let us know what you think by sending an email to broadcast@newportgulls.com. The Newport Gulls Broadcast Network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on Your View New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/Newport Gulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews. The Newport Gulls Broadcast Network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on Your View New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/Newport Gulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews.
Go to the bottom half of the 8th, and there's our broadcast intern, David Blease, having a good time.
You gotta love David, always full of energy.
Oh man, the Energizer Bunny. Over there down the
they called him the
steamroller
steamroller in high school.
Did they?
Okay.
Wow.
Oh man, well, we got the Carlton. Now he's playing the imaginary piano. How about some drums in there for David? A one-man band, one-man wrecking crew over there. He's having a good time. The Newport Gulls are having a good time. They're up 2-0 as we head to the bottom of the 8th. 3 outs away from a victory. But before that, we'll try to add some insurance with 2, 3, and 4 in their lineup. And the Gulls will be facing a new mystic arm in Chris Flynn.
Yes, for sure there, Zach. Right-hander out of Portsmouth, Rhode Island, a product of Roger Williams University. Only 2 games on the season.
Goes to the 12-6 curve to get things started. And it's 0-1 A-Cuff.
And the last time these two teams met here at Cardines, only went 2/3 of an inning, gave up 1 run on 2 hits and 4 batters faced, and he threw a cleanless sheet on this past Friday against Danbury.
Once the curve again, it misses this time to A-Cuff, who has found his way on base somehow, some way in all 4 times he's reached, 4 different ways. Singled in the first, and he actually scored Newport's first run on a errant throw into left field when he attempted stealing third as this pitch misses. He's hit in the 3rd, walked in the 4th, reached on a fielder's choice in the 6th. Newport's 2 runs tonight coming on A-Cuff scoring on that errant throw and a fielder's choice from Connor Kiley. As the 2-1 is lofted into the air, but no play over there from the first baseman, DiLoretto, who gave some aggressive chase but just didn't have a play on it.
Yeah, fence 1, DiLoretto 0 perhaps on that one, but good fight, and now see if Flynn can get it. And he's a power arm for Mystic, does have a couple off-speed pitches. He hasn't when he pitches, he has a couple days off, like almost about a week. So, I mean, it's a quick turnaround from Friday to Monday, but they got him back. He's not always with the team as well.
2-2 is chopped foul. We'll do it again. And Chase Acuff has been a tough out to get. Has found his way on base a lot as of late for Newport. It was a late season arrival, a temp with the Savannah Bananas. And got a call from Ted Regan, who was his hitting coach at Eckerd College. Of course, also played with Sam Cochran there. And now has a reunion here in Newport. This curveball misses down low. It's 3-2. For Acuff, this is his 11th game. An average that has shot up to 281 for tonight. 9 hits. Shoots this into an elevator shaft. Will there be a play for Danny Crossan? Hugging the fence. And now comes back, and he dropped it. He nearly had it. And, well, it is tough. Of course, there's no warning track here at Guardians Field. How to know how much space you actually have. And Crossan might have lost track of it there.
Yeah, I mean, he's having a good little chuckle over there with the third base umpire and then Kevin Witterow, the manager of the Gulls. And he almost made that with a backhanded kind of play, but it just got off the web of his glove. And we'll try it again.
Another payoff pitch coming to the second baseman, Acuff. It's hit foul and a battle right now.
I mean, he just sees a lot of pitches, and like you're talking about, like he's a perfect two-hole spot, and you have Cochran there, sees a lot of pitches, and you go again to another hitter rather, who sees pitches and finds his way on base, and that's really big for a team coming around.
Another payoff pitch that's got in the air, and again, there won't be a play on it unless you're a fan at Guardians Field. And it hits the wooden bleachers, now rolls its way down.
Little souvenir.
That's some kids that are right in front of us that are very excited. I want to talk about an Energizer Bunny. There you go.
I mean, I don't know how much energy they still have here at 9:15 at night.
Well, clearly a lot. We're still got a full crowd.
Those weren't the kids who had the donuts, right? I mean, if they were.
Who knows? It might have been. I don't remember, actually. Payoff pitch. Got him to go around on a pitch in the dirt. The throw goes over to first from Loda to complete the strikeout for the first down. So out number 1 in the 8th brings up the 3-hitter Matt Wood. Singled in the first inning, reached again on a fielder's choice in the 6th. Comes up to flashing lights by Kanye West here at Guardians Field. Looks at this pitch in the dirt for ball number 1.
He reached on a fielder's choice last time to third and flew out in the third and had a single back in the first. 1 of 7 hits on the night for the Newport Gulls.
I'd say Matt's pretty due to put some good wood on one.
Would you say that? Really? 1-0 is inside to the DH tonight, getting the night off from catching. That's because Peter Ceruto is also in the lineup. 3 spots behind him and is doing the catching duties. It was Wood that did so yesterday. Rips this foul. Ceruto back with the team, so now they alternate, as you would imagine for Newport. Their last off day is tomorrow. You'd think they'd go back and forth with how badly you need both guys in the lineup. 2 guys that produce for this team. 2-1. Way upstairs to the catcher. It's now 3-1.
Yeah, that one got away there from Flynn, and now he finds himself down 3-1 against a hitter who is not just dangerous at the plate, but also on the base paths here tonight.
3 hits yesterday for Wood. And he skies this one deep in the air. Oh, that ball is out of here. Matt Wood, he's done it again. Flapping his wings as he rounds the bases. What a shot off the bat of the designated hitter. And Newport makes it 3-0.
Absolutely torched to right field there by Matt Wood, and you knew that right off the bat. A very impressive swing there from the Penn State Nittany Lions.
Well, I'll say it once, I'll say it again. He was due to put some good wood on one.
Matt Wood. Oh my. He continues to impress. 99 miles an hour, the exit speed, 370 feet the distance. His third long ball this summer, and he has done it in 3 of the last 4 games here as he has played here at Cardines Field.
And that's a much-needed insurance run for the Gulls, as the Schooners will go into the 9th and look to make this a closer game. Now you got to score 3 to tie it.
That's one of those that sounds different off the bat. And it's now 2-0 the count to Cal Perillo.
You know, he's really tapped into his extra base power as of late. After having only 3 early in the season, he had 7 during the losing streak, and now another one here as the Gulls have some momentum.
2-0 just misses to Perillo, now 3-0. 8th hit tonight for Newport. They have doubled Mystic in that category. And the important number, 3 runs on the board. And now Wood getting a little jog out to the bullpen area, it seems. As he looks at ball number 4, does Perillo. And Newport with another base runner here.
Yeah, you have to think that a mound visit either by Orby or Long's coming up, and it will be Orby coming out. And time just called, and they're just going to go talk to him, I think. Perhaps see if he's all okay, maybe an injury check.
You know, going back to that home run by Wood, I asked him before the game on the pregame show about tapping into that power kind of late in the season. He said, I've always known I've had that power. It's just a matter of trusting my approach and knowing that it will eventually come around.
Yeah, that's important, I think, for even a player like him. And, I mean, what a great season he's having here in Newport, and continue that and hopefully bring that back to the Big Ten. And, I mean, Flynn's done. Perhaps it was a situational, or he feels injured. So we'll have to see after the game. But I wonder if a pitcher was warming up, though, for Mystic. So
a call to the bullpen here for the Mystic Schooners. We will step aside. Newport has added 1 more to make it 3-0. We'll be right back on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Tuesday, August 3rd, when the 2021 New England League playoffs begin. And this year, the postseason field is bigger than ever. All 14 teams will qualify for the 2021 NECBL playoffs, starting with a single elimination wildcard round and a first-round bye for the first-place team. The winning teams will meet in best-of-3 series for the divisional semifinals and finals. And then, the last 2 teams standing will match up in the best-of-3 NECBL Championship Series to compete for the league title and the right to hoist the Fay Vincent Senior Cup. We'll see you in August for the start of the 2021 postseason. Whether you're an island resident or just visiting, the fastest way to get to the Cape and Islands is by taking the New England League's preferred partner, the Steamship Authority Ferry. Visit steamshipauthority.com for more information. Zephyr is the official on-field cap of the NECBL. Also known as the Z-Hats, Zephyr is the authentic college hat with a loyal following of those who only wear the Z. Zephyr makes hats for over 800 colleges and channels that same energy and creativity into building custom hats of all types for pro sports teams, clothing brands, and companies everywhere. Make sure you pick up your Newport Gulls official on-field cap today. The Newport Gulls Broadcast Network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on YourView New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/Newport Gulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews. The New England League is the most competitive brand of amateur wooden bat summer baseball in the country. With 14 teams located in all 6 New England states and over 150 Major League Baseball alumni, the league entertains our region for 2 months every summer. Student athletes from all over the country descend upon the region's most scenic communities to offer summer baseball at its finest. Now celebrating over a quarter of a century of excellence, the New England League continues to transcend communities and give the best student athletes from across the country a chance at their dream. For current team information, rosters, and schedules, visit NECBL.com. The New England League. Keep your eye on the dream. The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Tuesday, August 3rd, when the 2021 New England League playoffs begin. And this year, the postseason field is bigger than ever. All 14 teams will qualify for the...
It just gets better and better.
Oh, yes, it does.
Well, David Blaze is having some fun out there. The Newport Gulls are having some fun out there tonight. They face a new Mystic pitcher. It's Will Glock, who now toes the rubber for the Schooners. Pitching in his 9th game. He's pitched 9 1/3 innings, a 7.71 ERA. Will face 5, 6, and 7 in the Newport lineup. Spencer Smith looks at ball 1. For Glock, he has pitched twice against Newport, both times here at Cardines Field, and both wins for the Gulls. Last pitched in the 8-1 win for Newport. That was also Newport's last win here at Cardines Field. He went 1 inning and it was a clean inning. 1-2-3 frame where he struck out 1.
And it's unknown if he was already warmed up in the bullpen for Mystic, because if Chris Flynn actually did come out with an injury, don't want to speculate any of that, of course, but for Glock, it's going to be important to get the final 2 outs here and try to find the command of his strike zone right now.
2-0 is just outside. It's now 3-0 to the All-Star shortstop, Spencer Smith. Three to nothing ball game here in the 8th. Ball number 4 to Spencer Smith, his first walk tonight. Another free pass for the Gulls. The runners on first and second.
Yeah, that's got to be a relief for Smith. 0 for 4 tonight at the plate, just to get on base in that last plate appearance. It's got to be a good feeling.
And for now, for Mystic, you just need to get out as quick as possible, because you can't afford Newport to have their big inning later in this game, because you're only down to one more at-bat inning coming up in the 9th.
Well, the Gulls can put it away. Peter Ceruto digs in, has reached his last 2 times up. First pitch skips in the dirt from Glock, 1-0. Reached on a walk in the 7th, was hit in the 5th. Perillo on second, and Smith on first with 1 down. Looks out a strike there, and it's 1-1.
Now, if you're Mystic, I mean, you got to hope that you got a guy at the plate here who's not the most fleet of foot, a backstop, and you got 1 out, force plays at all bases. Hopefully you can turn 2.
Yeah, absolutely.
Big swing and a miss from Ceruto. Off speed pitch from Glock. It's 1-2.
Yeah, Big Ten throwing a former Big Ten here.
Well, from one Big Ten to
With
another, he'll be in
yeah.
Indiana with the Hoosiers after 3 successful years with the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. Swings and misses at a 1-2 fastball for strike number 3. First strikeout for Will Glock, and there's 2 away.
Yeah, that's a big out there, and now you're going to bring Joe Foran, who has found himself on base twice here tonight, one by a hit by pitch and then hit by batter in the 2nd and 6th innings respectively, but try to get the final out here now and just try to trust Loda, who's going to be calling the pitches.
Joe Fortin, the man standing in his way of getting out of this jam. And he walked in the 2nd, reached on a fielder's choice in the 5th. Mystic was able to escape a bases-loaded threat an inning ago. Newport has put a run up here in the 8th thanks to a solo shot from Matt Wood. his third of the summer and third in the last 4 games here at Cardines Field. One-0. Big swing and a miss on a fastball.
Yeah,
hit them it hard.
Forden tried to go with a 3-run home run swing there and break this game open, but I don't blame him. He's one of the hard bats in this lineup for the Newport Gulls tonight.
He's got 1 home run this year. It came in that doubleheader sweep of the Ocean State Waves over at Old Mountain Field. Swings and drives. This one goes foul. Hard contact. Find its way there near the new Cardines Field scoreboard, and Teddy Regan will flip that one into the area near the concessions. Newport looking to break it open. Runs in the 1st, 5th, and here in the 8th. Chance for more. With 2 on and 2 out. Forden hits this into an elevator shaft. Is there a play? It'll stay in the infield. Coming in is the first baseman, DiLoretto, to make the catch and retire the side. Newport adds 1 more as Matt Wood hits a solo shot over the right field fence. It's 3-0, 3 outs to get for a 3rd straight Newport Gulls victory on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
The Newport Gulls Broadcast Network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on Your View New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/Newport Gulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews. The New England League is the most competitive brand of amateur wooden bat summer baseball in the country. With 14 teams located in all 6 New England states and over 150 Major League Baseball alumni, the league entertains our region for 2 months every summer. Student athletes from all over the country descend upon the region's most scenic communities to offer summer baseball at its finest. Now celebrating over a quarter of a century of excellence, the New England League continues to transcend communities and give the best student athletes from across the country a chance at their dream. For current team information, rosters, and schedules, visit NECBL.com. The New England League. Keep your eye on the dream. Whether you're an island resident or just visiting, the fastest way to get to the Cape and Islands is by taking the New England League's preferred partner, the Steamship Authority Ferry.
Three more outs for a Newport Gulls victory, looking for their 3rd consecutive win, and up by a score of 3-0 as we go to the top of the 9th. Daniel Colwell will look to polish this one off for Newport. Has gone an inning and a 1/3 so far, and faces 5, 6, and 7 from the Mystic Schooners. Begins with the All-Star Danny Crossan, who hits this out of play.
Yeah, Mystic, you're trying to put just good at-bats here and keep this game and give a fight. And if it's not, then you try to turn that over into a big game tomorrow at Martha's Vineyard.
Crossan hits this on the left side. Smith fields, throws over to first. Picked by Perillo, it gets away. So Crossan will reach. Always a tough bang-bang play from one side of the diamond to another, and Mystic has the leadoff guy on.
You know, that was almost a carbon copy of the ground ball Colwell induced off of the bat of Cumming to end the threat in the 7th inning, but this time Perillo was unable to make the scoop.
They're going to go in as an error there for the 2nd one of the night for the Newport Gulls.
Makes things a little interesting here for Mystic. Brings up Corey DiLoretto. Had a hit in his first at-bat tonight. Has been retired the last 2 times since. Fastball comes in for a strike under the arm of Colwell. Going to finish this one off, pick up the save, and get Newport to 3-0 in their last 3 going into the off day tomorrow. Oh, 2 coming. Let's hit back out of play. We'll do it again.
You're going to look back to two things here for Mystic. He left 3 runners on base in that 7th inning, bases loaded, and then coming grounded out to shortstop, and then also that play that Walsh was thrown out at second on, and then a missed base running play by Kopak, and just led before that.
Swing and a miss for strike number 3. Daniel Colwell has retired the last 4 batters, and he's gone for outs, all by way of the K.
And it looks like if this inning does go past Luthner, Michael DiMartino is going to be pitch hitting here for Sam Loda. DiMartino had a stretch of 5 consecutive games. He hit a home run. It ended yesterday at Muzzy.
Well, if Newport can get a ground ball, they may not have to worry about that.
Yep.
Luthner he reached tonight on that hit by pitch. He was stranded at third base in that what was the biggest opportunity for the Mystic Schooners. They did not even get a hit in that inning. It was a hit by pitch and a pair of walks before the Brendan Cumming groundouts. 1-0 is upstairs. It's 2-0.
Yeah, for Luthner, you're just trying to get on base, either by a hit or a walk here, and it puts a power hitter, pitch hit here, DiMartino, who hit pretty well here in batting practice. And for a left-hander, the field obviously plays a little bit towards you to right field, the dimensions.
Luthner's already grounded into a double play once today, and he looks at ball number 3 down low, just misses that lower part of the zone.
You know, you might be concerned about Caldwell showing some signs of fatigue here, but he's a guy who's used to pitching multi-inning outings. He actually started 6 games in 2019 for the Waterloo Bucks of the Northwoods League.
3-0 the count to Luthner. Fastball's in there for a strike. It's 3-1. Colwell looking to pick up his first save this summer with the Gulls. His 8th appearance this summer with the team. 3-1. A fastball up top. He swung and missed. And from 3-0 back to 3-2. He struck out the side in the 8th. Addison Kopak, Chris Bruno, and Barry Walsh all went down swinging. Corey DiLorenzo went down swinging for the first down here in the 9th. Looking for another K. This pitch just misses outside, ball number 4.
Yeah, that's a tough blow there for Caldwell after battling back in that at bat, still allowing the free pass.
So the E6 and now the walk has made things intriguing for a guy that's got some long ball potential. Yep. He represents the tying run at the plate.
Yeah, and he didn't play really too much at Central Connecticut State University this year, but he's come here into Mystic, and he's at the top of the leaderboard for the average on the team, and now obviously in the talks for close to the team leader in home runs. And you're just hoping that he gets one, connects one, and able to put this over the fence or even down in the ground into the gap to score 2 fast runners.
First pitch from Colwell, big swing and a miss. Back to that fastball again, and he couldn't catch up to it.
If you're Newport, you're happy you got a guy on the mound right now that has allowed just 2 home runs in 30 2/3 collegiate innings.
He did allow one last week to the Vineyard, a 2-run shot to Tommy Seidel. But looking to close the door here. As this one's hit, could be a double play. Smith over to second for one. Acuff over to first. In time. This game is over. The Newport Gulls win game number 7 of the Narragansett Bay Insurance Cup by a score of 3-0. We will break this one down for you on the Newport Gulls postgame show coming up next. Don't go away on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Fans, the NECBL's Broadcast Network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, as well as your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8, purchase a weekly subscription for $20, a monthly pass for $40, or an all-season pass for $80. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule. Franklin Sports is proud to be the official batting glove of the New England League. This summer, the NECBL and its 14 organizations join over 200 major leaguers by wearing custom Franklin batting gloves as members of the Franklin family. To design your own custom pair of batting gloves, visit franklinsports.com and join the fam. Franklin is the official batting glove of the New England League.
It's a winner for the Newport Gulls, 3-0 over the Mystic Schooners. Here at historic Hardings Field, 3 in a row, a 3-0 win for Newport. And with that, we welcome you to the Newport Gulls postgame show. Zach Letson joined alongside the voice of the Mystic Schooners, John Lauzzi, along with the field reporter for the Newport Gulls, Ryan Medeiros, as we break this one down for you. John, not a lot of offensive highlights in this one for Newport. The biggest one for Newport, a solo shot for Matt Wood in the 8th. That was really the icing on the cake, but the story of this one, pitching.
I think so, exactly there, Zach. And you got to tip your hat to Nathan Berkowitz, the left-hander out of Vanderbilt. Just absolutely took care of the entire Mystic offense. They were only able to get 4 hits on them, and they had 3 errors of their own, and those errors ended up costing them in the score box. 2 unearned runs, only 1 of the 3 runs they given up here tonight were earned, but for Mystic, it's the base running, I think, killed them here tonight. They left 3 runners on base in that 7th inning, and then they also had that one little mishap between Addison Kopak and Barry Walsh when Walsh had that single down the line. That could have been a big turning point of this game, but it came to bite Mystic, and I think it's important to know, and I'm sure this is what the coaching staff is telling them right now in their huddle, a loss like tonight is not going to kill our dream or the goal of the week of trying to get a home game in the wild card game. Yes, it's now closer because they took a game. Newport took a game over Mystic in the standings, but I think it's just an offensive night that you're hoping that clicks tomorrow at the Vineyard.
Well, for Newport, like you said, for a 3rd straight game, it was the starting pitcher that set the tone. And tonight, Nelson Berkowitz did just that. 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 walk, and 9 strikeouts. He looked as dominant as ever out there.
Yeah, and how about this for the entire pitching staff? Just 1 earned run over their last 3 games. All wins for the Newport Gulls. They're now on a 3-game winning streak. The pitching has been carrying, but the offense has shown some good signs of life as well. Matt Wood with the clutch bomb tonight to pad that lead. So hopefully both the pitching and the offense can continue their run moving forward.
It's now a 17-inning scoreless streak for Newport Gulls starting pitchers after 6 scoreless from Brandon Garcia, 5 scoreless from Justin Terry, and then 6 more scoreless here tonight from Nelson Berkowitz. For Newport, they started the scoring in the first as Chase Acuff stole 3rd, came around to score on an errant throw. Connor Kiley helped Newport add another run in the 5th. A fielder's choice that brought home Newport's 2nd run, and that Matt Wood bomb in the 8th inning. The icing on the cake for Newport. Mystic had an opportunity in the 7th with the bases loaded, and in the 9th with the tying run at the plate, but could not cash in. Game number 7 of the Narragansett Bay Insurance Cup goes to the Gulls, who win this series this season 5-2, dropping Mystic to 18-16 and moving Newport to 19-17. 3 straight wins for the Newport Gulls in just a game where it seemed like it was all them really from the get-go from a pitching standpoint.
Yeah, it really was, and I think for Mystic, you didn't get your best outing out of Sam Fabry, but he did what he needed to get as long as he did in this game. But you got to tip your cap to the Gulls. Like you said, 16 scoreless innings by their starting pitching now.
So for Newport, Berkowitz picks up the win in his 3rd start this season. Favieri picks up the loss. Newport will be off tomorrow before returning on Wednesday. But for now, that'll do it for John and myself up in the booth. John, thanks for joining us. Now you gotta hop on that bus over back at Mystic.
And then we go up to Vineyard. But Zach, it's been a pleasure, and who knows what we'll see on the playoffs.
Maybe we'll see you in a week. Who knows?
Who knows?
All right, well, that will conclude for us. I will now toss things over to Ryan Medeiros to break this one down a little further and give us a look around the NECBL. Right?
Thank you very much, Zach, and I'll be joined in just a moment by another field reporter, David Blaze, who you saw earlier on this broadcast with some antics coming in from the break. But what a game for the Gulls. Again, like Zach said, 17 innings of unearned runs for the Newport Gulls starting pitching. Garcia, just as a clarification, did allow 2 unearned runs in his start on Saturday. but just one earned run for Newport Gulls pitching over the past 3 games. You really can't ask for much better than that. The offense has squandered some opportunities. Tonight they left a lot of runners on base, but still had some decent production from guys like Wood. We saw another home run from him. He continues his dominant run. Perillo a few times on base, 4 times on base for Cal Perillo. Spencer Smith finishes off the day with a walk. A lot of other guys getting on base as well. Now I'm joined alongside me here, David Blaze. David, what can you say about this Gulls offensive performance? Obviously the pitching did well tonight, but what can you say about the performance on offense?
You know, I think the offense was very simple tonight and something that the Gulls haven't really done towards the second half of the season per se, but that's just get on base and have these big hitters coming in to make sure they get these RBIs. You know, Cal Perillo tonight, what a stud that he was, getting on base multiple times. And then, of course, you have Matthew Wood hitting that single home run over center field. Just absolutely amazing tonight. Just a great performance by this team. And, you know, I said this last week when I was up here in the booth with Zach, that they're going to make some lineup changes constantly. It's not going to be the same lineup every game, but I think that's helping this team. And like I said during the pregame show, this team has found its identity, and now it just needs to win some games going into the home stretch.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you, David. Sometimes all lineup needs to get a spark is just a little shuffling. You know, Spencer Smith moving up in the lineup, he didn't perform quite the way you'd like to see tonight. Just 1 time on base, as I mentioned, in 5 plate appearances. But the big 3-run home run on Sunday in that game against Vineyard was a clutch at bat for him there. Looking through here, Chase Acuff, I think it's going to be a nice fit in the 2-hole for there. I mean, a few times on base tonight, like Zach said, his multi-on-base game streak has continued, so he fits really well in that spot in the order.
Oh, without a doubt, and he absolutely does. And, you know, Cal Perillo, 3 times today he was on base, if I'm not mistaken, correct? You know, one thing about this team, I've realized that they're playing more calm baseball. They're taking more pitches. They're getting on base, which is, I think, something that they've been missing ever since we lost some of our crucial players to the MLB draft. So it's nice to see these players getting on base, and like I said, getting these RBIs in.
Yeah, and Matt Wood has been a guy you alluded to guys getting lost the MLB draft. Justin Guerrero was a huge loss in the MLB draft, and Matt Wood has just stepped up and carried this team over the past few games. Even during that losing streak I mentioned, he batted .378, but Zach's got the player of the game, the guy that really needs to be talked about tonight, Nelson Berkwich, 6 shutout innings, 9 strikeouts. Let's hear what he has to say.
Here with tonight's South Coast Health player of the game, Nelson Berkwich, after Newport wins 3-0 over Mystic. Nelson, you really had control of that command tonight. 9 strikeouts and dominance out there with no earned runs. What allowed you to have such control?
I honestly just tried to get ahead of the hitters, you know, keep them out of hitters' counts and just attack the zone, and that's pretty much what I did. So that was my game plan.
Well, these last 3 games for Newport, all wins and all games that the starting pitching really set the tone. How big is that, do you think, for picking up W's at the end of the day?
Oh, I mean, it's huge. It's always the pitchers who set the tone in the beginning. So, I mean, they need to go out there, throw strikes, limit the free bases, and that's what we've done so far, and we've been successful.
Well, a tough stretch for Newport, but now it looks like they finally found something. What can you take away from the start, and what do you think a team can take away from a victory here tonight?
I think we can just kind of keep this momentum, keep rolling, and keep getting more wins. I mean, we had a tough span of a week or week and a half, but I mean, we bounced back. We're playing better, so it looks good for the future.
All right, Nelson. Well, thanks so much for the time.
Thank you.
All right, so that'll do it for us, and that'll do it for the Narragansett Bay Insurance Cup here this summer. Newport wins the series 5-2 with a 3-0 win here tonight. Newport will be back in action right here at home at Carnings Field on Wednesday against the Bristol Blues. For tonight, I'd like to thank my broadcast partners, John Leuzzi, the voice of the Mystic Schooners, and Ryan Medeiros, the field reporter for the Newport Gulls. For our producers, Tom Lima and Shannon Carlson, I'm Zach Letson saying so long. We'll see you Wednesday.